It's just occurred to me we really haven't had a completely successful test of this equipment.
I blame myself.
So do I.
Well, no sense worrying about it now.
Why worry? Each of us is wearing an unlicensed nuclear accelerator on his back.
Yeah. Now let's get ready. Switch me on. I don't think you're crazy.
Back off, man. I'm a scientist.
What is up, Ghostheads? It is a amazing Ghostbusters Toy Drive finale stream from the Ghostheads radio show. My name is Ted, aka Steady. Joining me, my partner in crime, the one and only Matty B.
Tis the season. I have my holiday koozie, and let's get one going for the stream. Oh yeah, let's get it going.
We have folks in the chat. Say what's up. Which chapter are you representing? Today is going to be a glorious stream, probably our favorite that we're going to be doing. What's up to the South Dakota team who's already here? Hashtag, we got Team Terry, Bryce, Paxton, from the SATX team, Rudy Espinoza. What it do, sir? And Mr. Kevin Quinn from Lansing. What's going on, brother? As I mentioned, this is probably going to be our favorite stream. Like, let's be completely honest. A long time ago. I'll try to keep this story short. A couple of ghost heads. We were talking with other ghost heads, many of you who are watching the stream right now, and we told ourselves, and we thought about this. We pondered and we discussed what would happen if we got as many of you franchises out there that we talk to each and every week, and that we meet at events, and that we participate in conventions and other charity events with. What would happen if we got as many of you guys together as possible? If we all banded together for one common goal, putting multiple chapters across the country arm in arm to collect toys and raise money for kids all over the country. What would happen if we brought as many groups together and we really, really, really just put all of our focus and effort into it, what would happen? Well, we're happy to say, all these months later, the Ghostbusters Toy Drive had 40 chapters join the cause, answer the call all over the country. We were in 20 states, and just the sheer participation, the videos, the photos, the responses from people that we've been hearing and listening to, and the comments have been overwhelming. I am so happy and proud of each and every group out there today, because you guys were absolutely amazing. For some groups, this was oh, that's an applause. There you go. For some groups, this was their first opportunity to participate in a toy drive and put something together, and just the sheer effort and the actions that you guys take was just so inspiring. And we've been talking to chapters for the last few weeks now since we started the toy drive, and all you guys have been just so inspirational and so amazing. Tonight we're going to reveal where we ended up and what we all did, what we all accomplished together. Maddie B, would you like to say any words before we get to that?
Yeah, I'm stoked. We've been talking to groups for a lot more than just a few weeks. We've been at this for months and months and months, and it's good to see everything sort of come together. Just like Ted talked about, see the groups come together, see you guys posting and sharing, being excited about what was going on, and we got excited every step of the way. We had to break out a pretty big calculator to crunch in these numbers. I'm telling you, you're going to be excited for the total numbers that we're going to get to here. But I just think there's no better way to end it here than on a Ghosthead stream with all of our fellow Ghostbuster fans and franchises.
Absolutely. We're going to get to the final results in just a minute, I promise. That's the first thing we're going to do, but I also want to let everybody know that this isn't over, right? You still have chapters out there collecting toys. There's a few chapters still collecting toys. Our hometown, our home team, the Ghostbusters of San Antonio, we are actually going to still be collecting toys for a few weeks because we have an organization that we're deeply passionate about, and we're going to be continuing on. And we were going to stop. I swear to you, we were going to stop. I went by the comic shop today where our box is located, and it was full. And I looked at the comic shop employees. I was like, that box is full. And they're like, yeah, people are calling. And they're calling and asking if they could still donate. And I'm like, keep it going. Like, don't tell them they can stop. So we're going to be, we're going to keep this going. You have other groups and other chapters still collecting monetary funds for the Starlight fundraiser. Please look into that. We'll drop links by the end of the stream, but that's another cause that we're going to get behind, and we'll talk about that later on. NYC Ghostbusters, 35 foot long, was a calculator. Yes, absolutely. Weighing approximately 600 pounds. Yeah, I love it. Absolutely love it. So it's been an amazing ride. It's been an amazing run. Thank you to everybody who donated. Thank you to all of the chapters who participated. Some of you guys were out there in freezing temperatures. You guys were out there just fighting against the elements, and you came out and you turned out in a big way. So thank you to everybody. This has been a fantastic, inspirational event, and I know we're all waiting for the numbers. So let's get to that. Maddie B, are you ready, sir?
I don't know if I am, honestly. Let me get another drink of beer. All right, give it a go.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, to all the chapters across the country, you put in an enormous amount of effort, and there's so much I wish I could even say and tell you how much we appreciate you guys. We're gonna go ahead and get to the total now. We're gonna start with pounds of food. The Lansing, Michigan team, they were the only ones to do a food drive, and they turned it up big. Over 100 pounds of food donated and collected by the Lansing, Michigan Ghostbusters team. Congratulations to them. They were amazing. Before we get to the totals, I'm going to run down really quickly all these chapters who are in here. 313 Ghostbusters, Arizona team, Atlanta, Austin, Bay Colony, Buffalo, Cherryland, Cincinnati, Circle City, Confluence Valley, Ecto Force of Florida, Fort Collins, West Virginia, Ghostbusters 716 out of Buffalo, Ghostbusters Detroit, CNY Northern Division, San Antonio, of course, Virginia, High Plains, Houston, Long Island, NYC, Oklahoma City, Orlando, Portland, Station 580, Suncoast, Southwest Florida, Ghost Corps, Lone Ghostbuster, Yellow Rose, Lansing, LA, Central Michigan, and big shout out to our buddy over at Extraplasm, who's also been collecting monetary funds. Maddie B, drum roll, please. Final totals for the Ghostbusters Toy Drive: 8,951 toys, $11,723. That is incredible. That is incredible.
Absolutely.
Congratulations.
These are modest numbers as well. So keep that in mind. A lot of chapters do big drives with a lot of other groups and other folks. And so they gave very conservative numbers because they didn't want to take credit for the entire drive. But I'm willing to bet the number is actually slightly higher than this. But what an incredible accomplishment from these franchises, from their communities to these causes. 8,951 toys and $11,723. Are you kidding me? That is huge. I'm telling you, Santa is on he's on LinkedIn right now, polishing up his resume because we might put him out of business.
We got a fantastic rest of the stream to talk about everything that every team was doing during this time. We're going to reach out to one of our buddies right now from the New York City Ghostbusters team, our friend and yours, Mr. Ryan Espin. What's going on, brother?
Hey, how's it going? Sound okay? Hear me?
Yeah.
You sound great, man.
Sure.
The totals are out, and trust me,
Out of this world.
Trust me when I say, like, I wish we could have counted everything by hand because, like, you had
No, you
some
don't.
teams,
There's a lot of toys.
that filled. Well, you had some teams that filled trailers, and they were like, we couldn't get inside the trailer, but this is at least what we got, and I'm just like, that's amazing what you guys have done so far. But it's so cool. It's so amazing, and how many kids, how many families are Ghostbusters chapters, reaching out to this holiday season? It's incredible.
It's insane, honestly. It's great. Like, normally, before any of the toy drive stuff, our group kind of would dwindle down towards the end of the holidays, and we'd come back around like March, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So it's exciting, with the whole toy drive, just kind of having that focus as like the last hurrah of the year, as the last like big charitable event we'll be doing for the year. And it's just incredible seeing it nationwide, it's really something else.
Not only is it, amazing, but let me tell you some of the conversations I've had with some of these teams.
Uh-oh.
You had some teams that brought in 300, 400, 500 toys, and they were just like, sorry we couldn't do more. And I'm like, what are you sorry for? That is an incredible achievement. Like, I am trying to. Some of these teams are like we could have gone bigger. Next year, we're actually going to double that amount. And I'm just like, keep with that energy. Like, I'm completely appreciative and happy with what every single team did. But the fact that you have teams that are already prepping for next year and they're just like, we have a challenge, we have a goal, we're aiming high. Like, it's just so beautiful to see. And it's just remarkable. It's amazing.
Well, I do want to say, first and foremost, Ted and Matt, you guys rocked it for sure with getting like a good number of these chapters in here, you know? Like you guys were posting this in October, asking groups to join in. You guys were calling out groups on the spot, just kind of saying, "You're doing this toy drive. It's too bad." But you know what? It wasn't like that. But I'm sure
It was
wasn't
close.
like that.
It was really
close,
close.
though.
Yeah.
But who's gonna say no? Who's gonna say no?
Exactly.
Absolutely.
I'm in sales
You know?
for a living, so I don't mind pushing somebody in a corner if it's for a good cause. Hey, and you could say no, but I don't think they would have
Who's
said no
gonna say
anyway.
no?
But it was a
Yeah.
fun way to sort of end what would normally be, a first friendly interaction to ask for a favor at the end.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that we did it. I'm glad that we weren't afraid to ask or get told no. And I think that a lot of people who joined in were inspired by that attitude a little bit. And for next year, and when we get on to our next drive or whatever it might be, don't be afraid to call these local businesses. Don't be afraid to get the no. Call
Sure.
50 of them, and don't be afraid to take a no. And you'll be really surprised about how many yeses that you get. So that's awesome. I'm glad
I
you
believe
guys
that
have
for
all too.
sure.
Yeah.
And the
Yeah.
thing too to absolutely keep in mind, you were saying we had 40 groups right now, and we know that there's more Ghostbuster groups out there. So we know not only can we up numbers on toys, we can absolutely up numbers on franchises that join in. You know, I have a feeling more groups would join in next year. Just seeing some of the results of all this, of this entire toy drive.
And I see the retention rate being high too. I mean, who's gonna like be like, no,
Right.
we're decided not to do it. So I'm hoping we keep at least our 40. Love you guys out there. Stick with us.
Oh yeah.
And next year, let's go for 80. I don't know how many chapters there are, but I'm not gonna stop until I get every single one of them.
I think there was over 200 on that map.
Yeah.
Last I checked. We're
I
gonna
think
know
that's pretty
soon.
Close, yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna know soon. And but it's exciting. It's also like incredibly. Honestly, it's just outstanding seeing all these groups doing this sort of thing. We're fortunate enough that we were able to, raise what we could during the telethon. We're fortunate enough to do a local toy drive up in Queens, and we ended up recruiting that Santa that was there.
there you go.
He actually has his own gear. Yeah.
That definitely helped out the toy drive.
So you were saying we had put Santa out of a job. I think Santa's already joining us right now. So
Well, we're always hiring. We're hiring.
yeah,
There you
and
go.
there's more Santas out there.
There you go. Who needs elves? We don't need no elves.
Yeah,
We got the
that's
tools and we got the talent. That's all
And the
we
height.
need. And the
we got
Yeah.
the height.
absolutely.
Yeah, but yeah, again, so our numbers, we ended up getting over 300 toys from the telethon. At the Long Island Toy Drive, I have a picture of the toys that we got. I didn't even count them, but I know there's got to be at least 40 there, so we could very well go over 9,000 toys. I just haven't gotten you that number yet.
Ugh.
I'm down to call it. I'm down to call it if you're 100% confident that there's at least 49 more toys in that amount. We will call it 9K, and I'll be.
You want to
even
call
more
it
happy with
9K?
that.
You want to
Well,
call
I'll call it
9K?
9K. Ryan Espin
look,
says there's at least 49 more
Uh-oh.
toys.
Uh-oh.
Well, let's make
There's
it
many
9,000.
Ryan Espins out there. I don't know who you could be.
Let's
see.
make
I see
it
1, 2, 3.
9,001 toys.
There is over 49 toys here. Yes, there is over 49 here.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm looking at
There
the
you
pictures
go.
from the toy drive on Saturday. There are over 49 toys.
Here we are.
Bingo
Two
Here we
pictures,
are.
Stacks. So there you go.
I'm
I'll get you an updated number. I don't want to count
I'm
on air.
down. we won't make you count on there, but that even better. 9,000, and we'll just call it 9,001. 9,001 toys
I dig it.
over almost 12,000 in cash, and just think about the sheer number of kids all that is going to. Like
Yeah.
seriously, like especially
with
like
yeah.
with our group, like we delivered half our toys already to the Big Brothers Big Sisters of South Texas, and
Yeah.
it's a whole nother experience to like hand deliver something through the front doors of an organization, and just to see the faces on their employees and their staff, and it's just an incredible feeling. It's amazing.
Well, I'll give you the origins of our toy drive. Just a quick one. In
Absolutely.
2018, we did the Halloween parade in the village, and we're the big Ghostbuster group in that parade. And then some of the parade organizers brought over these Ghostbusters, not affiliated with us. Like, oh, your group's over here. So they brought him in. I'm like, yeah, come on in. You guys are with us now. And one of the guys there, I talked to him and told him what our group does. And he was absolutely in love with it. So he joined our group. And he's also part of the Bronx Department of Education. And so he actually spearheaded a lot of the toy drive stuff with us early on. So initially, before the telethon stuff, we would do our toy drive at like a special event they would throw. We would just go there, and it's like a private event. Just go there, and we would have just people just donate toys, and we would go there with our ecto of toys. And we did that for 2 years. Then the world ended in 2020. Then the world was resurrected somewhat in 2021. And I'm not saying it was the Ghostbuster groups that helped out. I'm not actually. Please, Ghostbusters were just pretend. I'm just in a onesie right now. Okay, I'm not a real hero. But I do know this. In 2021, we were able to continue that toy drive with our telethon. We did it again this year, and we're gonna do it again next year for sure. Like, this is just what it's gonna be now. And
Absolutely.
I love this, and you know what? It's just gonna keep getting bigger. This whole Ghostbusters toy drive is for sure gonna get bigger.
It has
Um,
to. It
yeah.
absolutely has to. It and if not for just like the experiences that all these teams are going through, a lot of them for the first time. A lot of them said we actually weren't going to do anything this holiday season, but because of everybody that got involved, it kind of helped inspire them a little bit. And some of those first time teams, they had
they were
tremendous results, like unbelievable results for putting something together for the first time. And
I think the youngest was like a month old, right?
yes,
Right.
That's
Just like-
that for me. Other than just helping the families getting the toys, obviously that's the goal here. That's my second biggest takeaway, other than our success here, is how many young groups were able to get out there and do this for the first time. Because as a franchise, as someone in a franchise, someone who loves this this franchise, I think that it's incredibly important to keep those things going, get more people active, and and hopefully we can keep stuff like this going all year round to keep these groups active longer, because that's the only thing that hurts groups, other than
Yep.
we all know the dreaded group politics. But for the most part, what ends up making groups stagnant is a lack of activity.
Absolutely.
And so I love that we were able to get so many first time folks out there on some drives.
And it was great for that, because in 2021, when we did the first telethon, it was very much, I just messaged people directly that I knew were in groups that were like legit. I'm like, okay, you want to do this? We have like 3 days to do this. Let's do this.
absolutely, yeah.
And it was one of those things, like, if I knew your group, I would just message you. But what was really exciting about this year is that there were a lot of first timers, brand new people, and you're absolutely right. Having dedicated events, if you lack doing events, then the likelihood of your group falling apart is for sure an unfortunate truth. I say this about our group all the time. New York City Ghostbusters is not just one person; it's an entire team. It's an entire giant entity, and it's whatever any individual wants to put into it. they can get out of it. You know, we're a-okay with doing as many things as we can, and like that toy drive in Queens was brought up by one member, like, hey, I want to do this. And we're like, yeah, go for it, for sure. Here's the pictures and stuff, and
Absolutely.
let us know what you need.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The sky is the limit. We know there's more teams out there, and the ones that already participated, you see what is possible. And for some teams, it wasn't. They had no clue, what was going to happen when they started this journey. And I'm so inspired by those teams, and I love that they're just so energized, and like it brought teams closer together, and they were really moved by the response in their communities and how many people donated. Like, overall and all around, it's been such a great positive campaign. And bravo to every single team, every single member. Like I mentioned, some teams were out in like freezing temperatures, and we're in Texas. Like we don't really deal with that very often. So it just goes to show like what all these teams can do with a common
you deal with
goal
swamp
behind
suit,
it.
probably. Sorry.
Every now and then. Yes,
Oh, yeah.
the summers are brutal. Definitely. So I appreciate it. Ryan, thank you, man, so much for joining us. Thank you for everything you have done. If not for you, as well as the Ghostbusters social media page, starting all this last year, none of these teams would have even had the idea to kind of get a head start this year. And it's because of that spark last year,
and the collaboration, man.
And the collaboration.
Yeah, sure. Like you're saying this, but you guys did a lot of heavy lifting, It was just more so, I remember just seeing this, I'm like, what is going on? We haven't even planned our telethon yet. We're still in Comic-Con weeds right now,
There you go.
But next year we'll start in but now that we have your collaborative effort and everything, next year, we'll start talking about this at the end of September,
Yeah. We're already having internal talk about we have we're gonna have a dedicated group within our team just for this, just for the toy drive. So yeah,
fantastic.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Well, we want to thank you, man. I know you're on the East Coast, and we appreciate you jumping on. And
let us know when you're in New York, and that goes for anyone watching. Let us know when you're in New York.
Absolutely. Have a great night, brother. We'll talk to you very soon. I promise.
Later.
Take it easy. President of the New York Ghostbusters team, Ryan Espen. We have a whole list of people we got to get to, so we're going to try to get through as many teams. We're going to try and get through as many teams as we can. Up next, from the Ghostbusters 716 out of Buffalo, the one and only Keith Murray. What's going on, Keith?
What's going on, Keith?
How we going?
Fantastic. How are you, brother?
You hear me all right?
Yeah, definitely. It's a little low, but we can fix that. How are you, man? How you doing tonight?
I am good. First, I just want to say this has been an amazing thing. I mean, the idea that Ghostbusters from across the country could get together for one purpose is just mind-blowing. I mean, it's hard enough to get, 4 people to agree on where they're going for lunch, let alone a nationwide food drive or toy drive. It is just absolutely incredible. And we are ready for next year. As soon as NYC says go, we are on this.
Absolutely, man. Tell us what it was like for your team, like y'all's experience, your toy drive, the response from your community. Like personally, what is it that you guys went through, and what are your overall kind of feelings about this entire event?
Well, we collected specifically for the charity of Friends of the Night People, which is a homeless organization here in Buffalo. And we've done things with them before. We've gone in, we've helped serve food in uniform, which kitchens are hot. We've done clothing drives for them before, but when we heard about this, it was like, yeah, that's a chance to make Christmas morning. No matter
for sure.
what your position is in life, every kid deserves a Christmas morning. And through
Absolutely.
this drive, through our friends at Bean Bastard, our friends at Nickel City or Iron City Gaming, and WG Arthur's Hardware, we were able to give 142 children Christmas mornings that would not have otherwise had it. And that's it for me. You can't beat that. Except next year, we're going to go longer, we're going to go harder, we're going to get more toys.
No, we definitely can't beat it. We will beat it next year. We're doubling. We're going
Oh,
for it.
we're going all out next year.
Oh man,
And
it's
I
it's group like yours. It's group like yours. Just hearing you say those words, like it's moving. It's inspirational. Like even though like 9,000 toys, it kind of sounds big, and you don't feel it because it's such a wide number. But when you say 142 kids are having a Christmas morning, like that's powerful. That's moving right there. It's so cool. And so like 9,000 sounds like it's just a crazy number, but 142 kids in your community are getting toys from dudes and women dressed up as Ghostbusters driving around in ectos, and there's nothing more beautiful than that in my opinion.
yeah, I mean it's an amazing feeling. I mean, kind of Santa Claus-ish, I guess. I mean,
Yeah.
Absolutely. No,
One
for
of the
sure.
and 9,000 toys again. That's big, but the $11,000 is huge too. I know some of that
yeah,
went to different organizations that they use for funds and all that, but a significant portion of that $11,000 is being used to buy toys.
Yeah, more
So
toys.
yeah, so the that total is up. I can't believe that we got to 11,000, almost $12,000 in cash as well. Because a present's important on Christmas morning for sure, but so is something to eat. So is some heat in the house or whatever. There's a lot of donations that money's going to. So we are incredibly stoked and really appreciate you guys hopping on board for sure.
oh,
Absolutely.
it was a blast. Um, we got to hang out at the game store, sit, in their full uniform, packs and boots, sitting down playing Ghostbusters board games. Going, hey guys, hey, what you got? We were hanging out at the coffee house at the Bean Bastard. So of course we had the Sproton pack coffee. Just saying hi to
Ooh.
folks. And it was a great time. And honestly, I have to give all of our praise and thanks to our member Laura Jane, who
Laura.
worked her behind off for this. Even though she works third shift, she
Oh my
was
god.
our point man on this from beginning to end. She was getting out of work at like 6, 7 in the morning, going around as soon as she could around 8 or 9 in the morning, starting collecting these toys, putting them all together, getting them over to the Friends of the Night people. We could not have done this without her.
That's fantastic. Shout out to Laura wherever she's at right now, because her
She's
and
at work.
I her and I were messaging each other back and forth throughout most of this campaign, and so yeah, she works extremely hard, and there's always that heart or that glue of the team that helps people go, and sounds like she's that driving force for you guys.
She was definitely the driving force behind this one. It was amazing.
That's tremendous.
She was happy the whole time, smiles like, all right, yeah, cool, let's do this. It's like, didn't you just work 12 hours overnight? Okay, wow, yeah.
I believe they call that a superhero. Superhero is what it is.
She is one of those as well. The member of the Justice League of Western New York. Usually Jubilee.
Hey,
So
spot
yeah,
on. Spot on. Keith, thank you so much for sharing your team's experiences and just everything about this campaign. And I'm so happy that you guys, went through this as a team, and that you're excited about the future. And we can't wait to see what you guys are going to do next year. And there will be, definitely more opportunities for these chapters to collaborate, and even more um, causes to get behind and really make a difference. So thank you to your team. Thank you to you. Thank you to Laura. Thank you guys so much for what you've done. And
This was a great
we
event.
can't wait.
I get to do it again next year.
We can't wait either, brother. Thank you so much. Thanks again. We'll talk to you very soon, Keith. Thank you so much. Everybody in the chat, show some love to the 716 team. Show some love to Keith and Laura. You guys are amazing. Thanks again for joining us tonight, man.
All right. You have a good one. Bye
You
bye.
too. Have a great one. Woo! I'm telling you, man, these teams, they're incredible. They're
The
amazing.
energy is high. It's palpable. Even I mean, I've been sitting over here just listening and drink. I might have to get another beer, Ted. I mean, they the energy is so high. It feels like a party in here. I'm loving it. Let's get that chat rolling again, guys. What is your go-to Christmas movie? Throw that into the chat. What are you guys watching here with the family? What's your favorite Christmas movie you got going on?
We have another member who's right now sitting in his big rig in Michigan. So let's go ahead and talk to him now, because I want to make sure that he's able to turn the heater back on, and he's going to be okay out there. Everyone say what's up to Bob Fleming. Bob's with the Central Michigan team. What's going on, Bob? Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you just fine. Can you hear me?
Absolutely. You sound great, man.
I told you my service is top notch.
I believe you. I absolutely believe you. Bob, you're with the Central Michigan team. Talk to us about your event. Talk to us about your team's experience going through all this, man.
Well, I do have notes because I have ADHD, so I get kind of sidetracked on some things. But I think everybody has some form of ADHD, squirrel
Facts.
type of thing.
These days, yes. These days, that's 100% true.
But no, we kind of, it's not like we did like, separate and, you guys do you and you guys do you type of thing. In the end, we were kind of doing it, same cause, going out for the kids. But, due to, weather and, other situations such as my car breaking, I couldn't, do some of the things. And, the president of our group, Norman, he did a toy drive in Mount Pleasant at the Walmart, and he filled the car, like literally filled the car. On one of your previous streams, you actually showed, his ecto, and it was you seen on there that it was completely full.
Oh,
And
yeah.
at the same time, I'm trying to fight my own battles. Like I had a parade, and I have a buddy that he doesn't have. Hey Nathan, I have a buddy that he doesn't have his license. I was trying to teach him how to drive and everything like that. So I picked him up to go to this parade that we had these banners and everything promoting the toy drive, and it worked. My heater worked in my car on the way to go get him. It's like 30 miles from Midland to Bay City. But as soon as I got to his house, like the ear on the blend door of the heater, like in my car, it broke. So
Oh,
all you got
man.
was cool air, which is not great in the state of
No.
Michigan. You got to have some kind of heat and defrosters, and those two are, one and the same. So,
Oh,
I
yeah.
had, the Ghostbusters were out here, 28, 29-degree weather in Midland, Michigan, doing the Midland Santa Parade. And I'm like, I do have seat heat, but that's all I have, and I really apologize. There's nothing I can do about it. and that set the tone for the whole thing. Like, we're outside of the car freezing, we're inside of the car freezing, and at the same time, I got these, freaking plantar warts on my foot, which is not fun whatsoever. And you're doing a parade, you're walking down the road, and I'm sitting there going, I have to do this. I want to be out here. And,
Yeah.
and my buddy, Tim, he picks on me all the time about it now. Like at the time I had this really bad cold that was really affecting the way I talked. And, we had these signs that we were holding up for, our, Phil the Ecto for autism at the Five Below, and telling people like to come join us. And, my voice was all screwed up. I'm like, come join us. And it was just bad. And my buddy Tim, he was like, dude, no, that's not okay. You can't do that no more. and I figure, I'm doing, something. I'm trying, so I'm waving the sign more than I'm talking, because he was like, no, dude, shut up. You don't need to talk.
You're scaring people.
You're scaring people. He's like, you're sounding, he's more into comic books and stuff than I am. And he told me something that I sounded like, and he was like, no, you don't want to join that.
Yeah.
And so yeah, the whole coldness and everything really set a tone. We started on the 27th for the toy drive. The 27th, we were passing out flyers at the Five Below in Midland, and we weren't planning per se of collecting gifts that day, but we weren't going to say no. That's the part that was planned, that if somebody was to do it, we weren't going to say no. And we filled it up more than we thought we were going to that day, obviously, with not even planning on getting any at all.
Yeah.
And we were out of flyers, and, I'm real smart when it comes to planning events. I'm like, yeah, let's do the whole day, 10 to 5, let's do it. So I got me and my buddy Tim out there freezing, and my daughter Sophie, and it's just cold. I mean, it wasn't as cold as the last couple days. I wanted to do a multiple day type of thing,
Yeah.
because I was doing something different. It wasn't specifically for Toys for Tots. It was, the kids with autism. We got a center right there in Midland that we took all the toys to. And so it wasn't everybody for the same basic thing, but it still went to them kids. And, being a truck driver, it all depends on how fast I go. I can't go fast. I can't go this way. I can't go that way. Bridge height, stuff like that. And, and this last weekend was the last 2 days, and I ended up spending Saturday, which my buddy Tim was supposed to be at, but he was suffering from a cold of some kind where he couldn't do it. And then my buddy Chad was going to be there for a Sunday. And, I got a divorce a while ago, and so my daughter was at her mom's house, so I was out there the last 2 days alone, and it was the coldest freaking 2 days of it was. And I'm sitting there using hand warmers and stuff like that, and we got a lot of money, which in my toy drive we were able to spend that right back out. We went into the Five Below, we went into the Meijer, we went into Walmart, which Walmart donated a $150 gift card to get gifts.
Amazing.
So
Amazing.
amazing for that. And then my buddy from Saginaw, Fett's Toy Depot in Saginaw, he'd come, on the last day, as I wanted to plan this big old thing, like, yeah, we're done and we did it, and he comes with Funko Pops and everything else. And I was like, yeah, that's my dream. Look at that Wally and stuff. I don't know if you watched the live streams, but he had like a tie-dye Wally Pop, Funko Pop, and there was Mo, and, it was all kinds of, he had an entire display, like little rings or whatever. And he just gave it up. And I was like, dude, that's an entire display. And he goes, it's all for the kids. And I was like,
Yes.
tell me you're a store owner without telling me you're a store owner. And he was all good with it. Paul is a really good guy. I'm doing with the Midland Mall Comic-Con with him. And, I'm trying to revamp my Ecto, trying to, fix the heat, and the light stopped working this last weekend. Like everything was perfect timing. All the gifts came in. The center, the autism center, was very happy to receive all that, because if I didn't do it, it wasn't planned.
Yeah.
And like I said, I got notes here, and I didn't use any of them yet. And Norman and Diane, the heads of the Central Michigan Ghostbusters, after their toy drive in Mount Pleasant, they were asked to be part of the whole handing out process in the area, and they were wowed. and they saw the joy in people's faces, and what happens like behind the closed doors that you don't see unless you're in that situation. And they were happy to see that so many people were happy with what we were doing, and you multiply that by what you said, 40 people,
Oh yeah.
that's a lot of smiles. We're
Oh yeah.
making smiles more than McDonald's. I mean, sorry I said that, but
It's
and
true.
and Nathan, he appreciates. Nathan wasn't here. He asked me to kind of step in, but Nathan, wants to appreciate everybody in the Great Lakes Ghostbuster Coalition for their hard work around the state of Michigan, and they wanted me to tell you. Thanks for doing your telethon. It's awesome. And he wants to also let you know that he is going to continue the campaign for Starlight Foundation into January.
Absolutely.
Wow.
And I don't know if that was a planned thing. I didn't get into the Starlight thing, but it really seems like a big deal. I had a lot going on, such as broken car and my own toy drive and stuff like that. Just finished shopping at Meyer. Bob and the Central Michigan Ghostbusters are the best. No,
Yeah.
you're the best. So anyway,
But yeah,
but,
on the
we,
Starlight thing is crazy. The Starlight
yeah.
thing is awesome, and something that we really want to incorporate this year. We're learning so much from what some other teams were able to do this year, and the Starlight is definitely something to look forward to. And the New York City Ghostbusters and their telethon is a huge event. So I know we just had Ryan on a little while ago, and I know he would be appreciative to hear that you love the telethon. And I'm sure he said he was already planning on how to do it next year. So
Ever
it should,
since I did the car, I want to point this out. Ever since I did the car, I have my suit that has the autism patch on it, and my car is the Ecto for autism. And what your chat is doing right now is what I've been hearing ever since I created my car. My as an autism mom, I'm happy, and there's all kinds of needs for anything that has to do with any type of illness. And for me, I like to my two youngest, they have autism, and it's all very different. And one of the questions we had during a live stream while we were collecting the gifts was, are you doing anything for adults? And I was like, no, but I would love to try. I
Absolutely.
need to find out where the need is, what I can do, and how to do it. And I'm, open to try to do whatever I can. I've always liked to do the philanthropy, whole thing. I'm not Mr. Beast, but, I like to do what I can and make people happy and, give all I can, back to what needs to be done. I'm happy with it.
Absolutely.
yeah, and it fits in so well with Ghostbusters, obviously with Dan Aykroyd sharing his sort of struggles with autism as well. It's a great cause. It fits perfectly into Ghostbusters and our George Lucas, if you will, and Dan Aykroyd.
Oh, yeah.
So you know, so
Yeah,
that's
I
awesome.
point out all the time some of the the most incredible people in the world have autism, and you wouldn't even know it. Like Dan Aykroyd, he's got autism, and Elon Musk, the freaking rocket scientist, nobody knew that either.
Yeah,
No,
it's
absolutely.
a lot of our great minds in history. I'm sure even before we knew what autism was. And I do want to touch on something Mark said in the chat. Do we do anything for cystic fibrosis? Fibers? We do now. All you got to do is
Yeah,
start.
That's right.
it's
Find
always we need to know about it in order to do something about it.
yeah.
We need to know about the need, and we'll get working on what we can do with it. Your request
Absolutely.
started it all.
And you just talking about it, like you talking about the organization you're supporting is now getting people talking about it. And so now when we go back to this coalition that we've brought together, that we're all a part of now, like, yeah, let's get those conversations started. And it starts with Bob bringing it up. So Bob, thank you, man. Thank you to the Central Michigan team. Thank you to all the Michigan teams. I know there's a few of them that are near you guys and that you work with, so we appreciate it. Bob, I really appreciate you taking the time to talk with us tonight, because I know you're already in freezing temperatures and you need to turn the heater back on.
No,
And
the truck runs itself. It's cool.
fantastic. And then also when I was talking about teams, collecting donations and freezing temperatures, Bob's team is one of the ones I was talking about. So we appreciate you, Bob. Going out there, suffering the elements, and just
It was like
making
28 degrees the last 2 days.
a whole big difference, man, in y'all's community. Bob, we're gonna let you go, man, but we appreciate you. Thank you so much for everything the Central Michigan team did, and we're gonna get
The Great
talking
Lakes
to you guys.
Ghostbuster Coalition, we're there for you. Like Lansing Ghostbusters, Cherryland Ghostbusters, we love you guys.
Cherryland, shout out to those guys too. Those guys are great.
A great logo.
Awesome.
Great. Every time I hear Cherryland, great logo.
Yeah.
The skull cherry.
Fantastic. Bob, have a good night, sir. We will talk to you soon.
See ya.
Thank you again to your entire team and everything you guys did. Appreciate you.
Back off, man. I'm a scientist.
Oh,
Peace
man.
out, man.
Oh, that's awesome. And I love the story about having a cold and, like you're scaring the straights. But Terry's, do we get all January in a Santa hat? I feel like I did make a bet or something like that. I don't remember.
Even if you didn't, we're gonna make it a thing now.
I don't know.
We got more teams to talk to. This one that was one of the early ones that we had spoken with. Y'all make some noise for Station 580. What's going on, guys?
Hey guys, how
Look
are
at
you?
this setup.
How are
My
you?
gosh.
Yeah, we have our whole studio going on. We saw Aaron pop up a second ago. We don't know where he went.
He
He's
vanished.
remote right now.
Aaron, if you could hear us, join back into the link, Aaron, and we'll bring you back on.
I saw him for a second and then he was gone.
So did I.
Is this new? When we first talked to you guys, we were trying to set up through a laptop
Yeah.
in your living room, and now you look like it's the Joe Rogan experience. What's
Well,
going on?
it's kind of this is actually our home studio. It's our friend Jose's location, and Matt's over here. He's joining us finally. Here's one of our what would you call him? President,
I guess,
co-founder,
whatever you want to call us.
He's Matt, and he's
And
Matt.
I'm
That's just
Matt.
Matt. Yes, the other
Do me a
Matt.
favor. One of y'all guys send Aaron a text and just let him know to hop back on. I don't know
You got it.
if it was
Cool.
his signal or that dropped, or maybe it was one of ours. But Station 580, you guys, like I mentioned earlier, were probably one of the first groups that we had spoken with, and also had a tremendous, result. Here he is. Let me bring him in here now.
Awesome.
You guys also had a tremendous. What's going on, Aaron?
Hey, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we're good to
Yes,
go.
absolutely. I was just telling everybody, Station 580 was one of the first teams that we had spoken to and brought up this idea of starting the toy drive and prepping for it like way sooner than we ever thought we would. And you guys had such a tremendous result. Either team or Aaron talked to us about just y'all's experience and everything else about it.
Go ahead, team, because I can't hear y'all anyway.
Oh no. Oh no. Well, I know Matt wasn't present for a lot of it, but he wanted to be. So we were lucky enough to have him come in at the very last day. So he was there to deliver the toys, which was awesome. But our first 2 weeks weren't really what we expected. I don't know. We were a little disheartened after the first 2 weeks. We really didn't get too much feedback on it, but we got a little bit of exposure. We were hanging outside of our local comic shop, and a lady who owns a gym right next door. Miss Cherry, Cherry Phillips came over, and she just had to take a picture with the truck and the Ghostbusters and was all about what we were doing. And she decided to say, hey, you guys need to be on the newspaper. I know a guy. And she just gets on she said, I'm going to call him today. And she calls him, and I get an email the following day, the immediate following day, asking me what we're doing, give us all the information. And then that Wednesday, I think that week, we were on the front page of the newspaper.
Exactly, yeah.
And then I think Friday that same week, we were on Magic 95.
Yeah.
Magic 95, one of the hot local radio stations here, had us on, and we did an interview that morning as well. And then from then on, we kind of sat we got invited to sit outside of Five Below.
Yeah.
Once we did that, and we held a sign up, and that was it. The donations were rolling.
So many people coming over.
It was intense.
A little bit of exposure and radio station and newspaper. I don't think any of the
And
teams had that kind of
it was
exposure.
nuts.
It's
Yeah, it
so
was crazy.
cool, guys. Yeah,
Well,
it's
yeah,
amazing.
that's awesome, and we also love to hear a comic book shop because
Right.
we need to support our comic book shops during this time because they definitely support back as well.
Of course.
And my girlfriend is a radio DJ on the #1 country station in Houston, and I got zero exposure for this. So you're you're doing something.
All right. Yeah, we a lot of I guess my rapport with the local charity individuals out here. I mean, just the charity circuit in general, and me getting out. I had another group before this that I tried to do as more of a cosplay group, and we did a lot of charity stuff, or tried to anyway, and it really didn't work out. But with the team support that we have now through this team in particular, that's what's making it successful. That's really what's doing it, honestly. This family right here.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
I love the effort you guys put out and show, and Doc, you're messaging me on updates and things that you
I
guys are
try.
doing and
Yeah.
sending me links. I'm just like, I love it. I love it. I love it. I can't tell you guys uh how proud I'm not in the team, but I've known you guys for a long time, and so I'm just so proud of like all the effort you put in, and it showed exactly in the result. And Aaron, we haven't heard from you yet. Let us know, like, what does it mean to you that this team, persevered, and the final result that you guys got?
It means more to me than I really even know how to express. All of this came kind of fast, and it way exceeded my expectations. In the beginning, Matt and I just were thinking about doing a podcast, and that was about it. And not only did we gain team members from this, but we gained friends that are as close as family. And then on top of that, we ended up helping, kids and families, and just bringing smiles to people's faces, just by seeing us. Um, it it really is kind of overwhelming sometimes to think about it, and it's really humbling. Because we went so much further than just talking about ghost stories on a microphone or wearing a proton pack. It just went way past that, and it really is. It's fantastic. It's a great feeling.
You're
It
gonna
feels
make me
like it's a
shed a
bigger
tear.
responsibility now, and a
He's gonna
responsibility
shed a
that,
tear in
that
a
I'm glad
second.
He's good at
to
that.
have. It's more than just having an excuse to wear a jumpsuit now.
Absolutely. Hundreds of families, Aaron. Hundreds of
Yeah.
families you guys reached out to. And y'all did that. Y'all did
Oh,
that.
it was
It's
nuts. We
amazing.
actually discovered that for
Yeah.
Marie Deddy's locations, there were 7 children in one group home, and then 14 girls in another home, and that's where all of our stuff went. That's where our 350 toys and $700 went to. And
There you
I mean,
go.
it was pretty incredible.
And I love that too because I love all charities, but I worked in the foster system for a long time, and those are my charities of choice usually. And so I love to hear that. That's awesome.
Yeah, these guys at Marie Deddy, one of the reasons we chose those guys is because we heard through the grapevine that
Dad, you're
they
gonna have to
often.
translate for the team and Matt because I can't hear nobody.
Oh
I
no!
can only hear you.
So she's just going through how you got with the homes in order to get it together. I'll give you a cue when she's finished talking.
So
But,
Marie Diddy's tends to get overlooked a
Mhm.
lot, and that's why we chose them because they're always on the end of everything.
Yeah, their ages are 12 to 17, which is hard to shop for. They're teenagers. They've already been through it, and they continue to go through it. So that's why we chose them. Got to go with the underdogs sometimes.
Absolutely. And Aaron, it's your cue again.
They were talking about the organization that you guys support and how it actually supports the older kids or teenagers who a lot of times in toy drives or other support causes, they sort of get left out. And a number of teams brought that up. A number of teams got gift cards instead of toys because they're like, well, we have to think about the teenagers, and the teenagers, the things that they're evolving into their independence and finding out who they are. And so they want to buy just things for themselves, for their hygiene, or just just different things. I know my teenagers like looking into colognes and whatnot right now. So talk to us, Aaron, about just the organization that you guys are supporting, and what that means to you.
Well, one of the things that really got my attention was the fact that we were told that this organization gets overlooked quite a bit, and and so that was one of the key things that helped us make the decision on doing this. To be honest with you, in doing this, I really didn't know what kind of an impact we would have, or what kind of an impact we would have on these kids until we were there. And sorry, kids.
You're fine.
Until we were there, and I saw some of the kids. I saw the facilities, and that's when it started to really, resonate with me. That these were older kids, and to me that was probably the most awkward time of my life, as being a teenager. So
It's the same for all of us. Yes, we can all probably agree on that.
yeah.
Kevin says we're asked the teams if they, I guess, want to get into Ghostbusters and get them their gear. Hey, that's another probably campaign that we may want to look into. But yeah, for sure, I like that idea, Kevin. Any he dropped him again.
Yeah,
Station 580. Any final thoughts? What does this mean to your team? And go ahead, and we're gonna probably ask a few teams to challenge themselves. What is it that you guys want to do next year? Whether it's this toy drive again or another cause that you guys want to get behind.
I'm gonna let the fellas talk. Come on, Matt, chime in.
Well, I mean, like Mara said, I didn't get to be a part of a lot of it. I'm actually a traveling technician for a wind turbine company, so I don't get to be here often. But getting to be here on that final day, getting to see how much we actually this group actually did, and carried on, it was really heartwarming, and it really made me feel like a founder or somebody who started the group doesn't actually have to be around. They're self-sufficient. They go out, they get it done. So I would really like to see us get into a lot more of it, not only doing stuff for Christmas, but doing stuff mid-year and beginning year and things like that, and maybe even starting something like a toy drive earlier in the year, and working on that goal throughout the length of the year instead of just 1 month. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I know Mr. Shegog from the Children's Emergency Resource Center. He made sure to tell me he has our number on speed dial in the event that they do need something, like as a group, as the shelter itself, if they need help getting stuff or getting the community involved in whatever they're doing, that they're going to reach out for us. But just in our campaign alone, in this campaign, we've met with 4-H presidents, we've met with local charity organizers, we've met with so many people that want to have us out. Oh, we met a lady that doesn't work but lives in I think it was, what was it? Jesse James' grandparents' house or father's house, something like that, where they found the markings for the map for where he hid his treasures and stuff like that. She wanted us to come out to her 4-H clubs for the children there and kind of do like an investigation or something fun like that. So we've got so many ideas and so many people bringing these ideas to us. And we've got different charities that we've been interested in. We've mentioned the homelessness issue here in Lawton. We've talked about stuff in Apache. We're excited, and we just want to keep pushing. We're going to pump out all kinds of different things throughout the next year, for sure.
Do not let me forget about any of those things. Keep me informed. Share with us, what you guys are doing, because you're one of my favorite teams. You guys are so cool, and you're like a family. And
Awesome.
and for you guys to turn this entire toy drive around, from how it started to how it ended, it's just
Yeah.
so inspirational. And I love that you guys, all the effort you guys put in and everything else. So be sure to keep us informed. And
course.
I know we're gonna see you guys again. I know we're gonna collaborate on more causes and more campaigns. So Station 580, we appreciate you guys.
Yeah,
Thank you so much for joining
before you
us.
take off, I want to say,
You're
we
good,
set
you're
a
good.
goal. We set a goal to fill the Ecto truck, and we did. We filled the
We
Ecto
did
truck,
actually fill it up.
and I was really excited about that. I mean, you guys, out there, you guys have the actual OG Ghostbuster Cadillacs and whatnot, but we've got our truck and we filled it up and we did it, and I'm really proud of us that we were able to do
And
that.
it's a beautiful truck, and the bed of that truck is not small.
No.
So to fill it up is a huge accomplishment.
Right.
So we're going to try to
But
double
the
that.
I
next
think
year.
the goal this year was the monetary value was $2,000 because we determined that would buy out their Amazon wish lists on their website, and that's what we were going to do. So I think if we had a longer span of time, like Matt was saying, if we have a year's time, that's easily done.
Make it
for
big
sure.
bang, for
So
sure.
I just hope that
Without
they
a
update
doubt.
them.
Absolutely, without a doubt. There's nothing you guys can't do. I know, especially with Doc.
You're right.
Anything
All the way
anything
right.
is possible. Doc's gonna find a
Yes.
way.
Always.
We appreciate you guys so much. Everybody in the chat, show some love for the Station 580 team. Paul says, "Amazing job, everyone." Oh my gosh,
Thank you guys.
fantastic! Thank you guys again so much for taking the time to meet with us. We'll let you guys go. Appreciate y'all so damn much, and
We
congrats
thank you
again
guys
on
for the
everything you've
opportunity,
done.
man. Thanks for reaching out.
Oh,
Happy
absolutely.
holidays.
Don't
Happy
worry.
holidays, guys. Merry
We'll
Christmas.
be back next year for the favor.
Yes, absolutely.
Merry Christmas, guys, and tell Aaron we said happy holidays. I think he had to drop,
Yes.
but yeah, appreciate y'all so much. Take it easy,
All right,
guys.
guys. Bye. Take
Bye-bye.
care.
Bye. Station 580. Station 580.
That's one of our OGs, right?
Absolutely. An inspiration for sure. Without a doubt. Absolutely.
And that isn't Robinson Fernandez. Just so
That's not him. That's not him.
it's not him though.
We're gonna keep this rolling. Our friends to the north, and one of the coolest Ghostbuster chapter members that we know. Say hello to Bev from the Austin team. What's going on, Bev?
Hey, how y'all doing? Calling in from my office. We had a great time doing the toy drive this year. We also are considering getting started a little bit earlier, getting our boxes out. We really appreciate the folks at Dragon's Lair, both in San Antonio and in Austin, providing us space. We want to talk about doing more appearances for next year because it just basically hit us a little late in the holiday cycle. So we did really well. I think we got over 150 toys. We're going to about $400 or more. We'll be dropping them off to St. David's Medical Center to the children that are basically, they have a NICU center, so they basically provide full services up to the age of 13 for kids, just whatever, whether it's surgery, neuro, whatever they need. And also our Austin Ghostbusters group, just normally we do donate with Girl Start, which is our local charity we work with them because it's about STEM and STEAM for women.
That's amazing.
Young women. So we basically have that as our promotion every time we do a convention. But I think I said, for considering we only did it I put the box out on the 9th, I think, and then I picked up things today. So I filled up about the back of my car, not a whole truck, but I filled up the back of my car.
It's better than nothing, Bev. That's better than nothing.
And the gang is getting ready. We're going to suit up tomorrow night and drop everything off. So we'll be getting pictures and stuff to send to you guys.
That's great, Bev. It's good to see you. I haven't seen you in so long. It's one of my
I know it hasn't
best
been
friends.
Hasn't been since the Special Olympics gig. It's like I've been having to do that work thing on weekends sometimes. It sucks. That whole 5 days in a row of working. I don't like it.
Work does suck. Why can't we just get paid to do this?
Exactly. This is more fun. I mean, we get to do more cool stuff. It's like I always say, dress for the job you want.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna have to leave this with Ted, but I bought you a gift at Comic-Con. It's
that is awesome.
It's the Yoda and the No Ghost. So I'm gonna leave it with Ted because I know that you like patches and you like crossovers.
Oh
and
yeah,
stuff
I'm
like
wearing
that,
my new Ghostbuster jacket right now because I got a jacket with new patches on it.
Yeah, it looks great. So
it looks amazing.
That's just the front. The back is well decorated, but we won't do that. That look weird.
Cool.
It's like I'd have to do a whole Vanna thing, and I'm not up for Vanna this late. But
But
yeah, I
no,
miss you guys,
definitely.
and then you've moved on me, so I'm not going to see you for a while. But anyway,
Yeah, no, it's okay, but I'll leave this with Ted, and I'll be coming back down pretty often. So
so
you're
that's
one of the
good.
nicest people that I've met in this young Ghostbusters franchise journey that I've been on. So I
Oh yeah,
definitely
well,
appreciate your
I just
friendship.
think that all science fiction groups are good about putting together things for the public. I mean, even when I had my old group back in the 70s and 80s, we were always doing stuff for the public because I always feel we should give back.
Hmm.
It is about having
Absolutely.
fun, but it's also about giving back. Like my old science fiction group in Corpus Christi, we used to paint houses every year because they had a local charity it was called Operation Paintbrush, and they would paint houses for the disadvantaged.
Hmm.
And our team would get together, our old science fiction group. I mean, we dressed up as we were doing all the different genres. So we didn't, we were Ghostbusters, we were Star Trek, we were, pick a genre we were dressing out.
That's
And so,
tremendous.
oh yeah, that's what it was the thing to do. I felt, I mean, I think it's the right thing. I think it's great that every fandom is doing something. And I think it's a good thing that we should always be doing something because we should be giving back as much as we can to our communities.
I agree, Bev, and you're the best. We
And
appreciate
I
you
do
guys.
like the idea of us, branching out more because I also am a person with autism. I'm a double rainbow. So
Oh
yeah,
wow,
Ooh, wow.
I'm a
yeah.
special rainbows.
Definitely more support, definitely more causes that we can all support as teams, and continuing to build this coalition, and definitely
Absolutely.
doing a number of things next year, because as we can all tell, and I've said this a number of times already, but like every single one of these teams that we've talked to today, yesterday, the last few months, they're all so passionate, and they're all so hardworking, and there's so much energy in these groups. And when we just take all that energy combined, all 40 chapters, and just focus it on one cause, even if every team's doing a little bit, it adds up to a lot. And that number is
Oh,
how we make a
absolutely. I'm
difference.
excited to see that we're almost at $12,000. I mean, that's amazing. I mean,
Oh
almost
yeah.
Absolutely.
$12,000, and for something that only started like what 3 weeks ago? 3 weeks ago, you guys started this? Four
Well,
weeks
well,
ago?
That's
no,
it.
that,
3
that's
weeks.
yeah, and
The drive
Eugene,
started 3 weeks, yeah.
yeah, the drive
I mean, I
started
know
three
you
weeks ago.
started earlier, but I'm just saying the fact that
Yeah.
that short a time frame, we got that much. Think about, just we all know
Oh
that with
yeah.
more of us and more time, we would. I mean, we'll bang this thing out of the park. I mean, we already did bang it out of the park, but this will get bigger and better every year.
Oh, for sure. I agree. And Austin is,
Oh,
definitely one of our anchor groups
hey Bob.
because you're so close. But yeah, you got a fan club going on in here, Bev. But Bev has one of the best toy collections. I haven't seen it personally, but Bev
It's
has a
pretty
massive
substantial.
toy collection.
I call my house Casa Chaos because I believe in decorating it. Mid century Toys R Us is how I like to decorate my home. Like,
Uh,
just ask
Maddie
Eugene.
said,
He's been in my house twice, and every time he comes in, he just goes, "I have to just keep looking." And I'm like, uh huh. But of course,
Maddie,
I'm also an OG Ghostbuster. I mean, like I saw it in '84 in the theater, so
absolutely, we all
I'm
know
an
that.
OG of the OGs in that respect.
Maddie said you had a fan club going on, and it's no lie. I'm going to tell everybody a story about Bev. We're doing this special Olympics event, and when I say like we felt like the Beatles that day,
Mhm.
we had kids and athletes and adults of all ages, like sprinting towards us when we arrived at the event, and there was a group of us. There's a group of like 6 or 7 of us, and we're all taking photos and giving high fives, and it's pandemonium. It's just amazing. Well, that was only half the crowd. The other half is on the other side of this pavilion, and we're like, "What's going on over there?" And we're like looking through the mass of people, and there's Bev in the entire other half of the crowd, like just wowing everybody else. And we're just like, of course, it's Bev, who's like has hundreds of people that she's entertaining at this
Oh
very
yeah.
moment.
Well,
It was
also you got to
amazing.
remember
I loved it.
the other fun part of that is we had folks from the the Star Wars groups there too, and it's like the athletes kind of went, okay, yeah, those are cool. You have lightsabers, but there's the Ghostbusters.
And then they started playing the music. There was a DJ on the site. He started playing the
Hmm.
music, and it was just like a moment out of a movie. It was
Oh
just
yeah.
so cool. It was
We
amazing.
Oh
were
yeah.
we were bump. I mean, it looked like the Beatles showed
Oh
up.
yeah, we could have crowd surfed if we'd had time to plan it.
Yeah, and it was so funny when we looked across the way and we just see the sea of kids over there next to you. It was
Oh
great.
yeah.
Okay,
But
now that
that
you
was a
said
wonderful
that, we
event.
have to get Bev to crowd surf at an event. Now that you said that, I'm gonna have that like
I will
memory
do it.
now, and we're
I'll
gonna
do
get
it. I'll
Bev
wear
to
my
crowd
spirit pack
surf.
so it won't be so heavy because I'm gonna be careful with my once my new
There,
toy shows up because
there
I
you
know we're
go.
all in anticipation of our new toys.
Oh, 100%. The Facebook groups are lighting up with anticipation of the
Oh yeah.
hazmat.
Well, I'm just grateful that the folks in Europe are showing us what they found, what they're getting. So
Ooh,
that's a nice thing. I mean, European folks are like, okay, here's what we have. Like, yay, thank
Yeah.
you.
and even just more anticipation. I almost didn't want to see it because I'm like, oh, now I can't wait any longer because I have no idea when I'm gonna get it. But
Well, no, because
it's
when
so
we actually
cool.
start, I mean, it's like the anticipation we had when we first got when the Spengler wands came out. I mean, a lot of us got our Spengler wands and we hadn't seen Afterlife, and we just go like, you open the box, there was practically no instructions. You put stuff in, and you suddenly go, oh my God, it does these wonderful things.
It's
So
so
I'm looking
amazing.
forward to that. And that's the kind of wonderful thing, we like to bring to the public with the things we do too. I mean, it's like, getting people to enjoy what we come out to bring with the fun of just being Ghostbusters and then being able to do great things for our communities.
Yeah, absolutely. Um, talk to us about the team. You guys pulled all these donations together, and you're about to deliver them pretty soon. What does it mean to you guys to reach out and impact this many kids in the Austin area?
I know it makes all of us feel really good inside. I mean, because like Eugene, some members have kids, some of us, a lot of us are, not choosing to have children at this time, so or don't have kiddos in our life. So it's just a great way to give back to people. Plus, knowing that when a child's in a hospital, that they're not having their best day, and I'm hoping that we really bring some smiles to them tomorrow night. Because
Absolutely.
because if you've ever been in a hospital, you're not usually there just because you're visiting. You're usually having to hang out for reasons, and they're not always the most fun. So I'm hoping that us walking through and saying hey to folks and distributing what we got will be a fun night tomorrow night.
They'll
Bring some
be
smiles.
excited to see you guys. It's going to be
I think
awesome.
so. I mean, we're gonna have a blast. I mean, we've got at least 6 of us going to show up tomorrow night. We may have more. We're still coordinating on Discord. You know how the coordination goes. Who can make it? Where are we going to meet?
Yeah.
We know all too well about that.
Yep.
I can't wait. I know you guys have just put a lot of work and effort into this, and to just kind of picture you guys bringing joy to all those kids tomorrow. I know most of you guys personally, so I'm just so proud. I'm so proud of you guys, and we appreciate you, and we appreciate you choosing that organization. And Bev, we love you, Bev. Thank you so much for
Love you
joining us.
guys. I miss you guys.
Bev is
Look
the
forward
best.
to getting to San Antonio to hang out with you guys at some point and somehow sneak off to Houston and bump into you since you snuck off on us.
Well, I got a big old house with plenty of space for you. So come on and see us.
Sounds like a plan. All right. Well, anyway,
Absolutely.
happy holidays to everybody. Everybody stay safe. And we'll go out there and we'll be doing our thing tomorrow night.
All right, Bev. Later.
Absolutely. Good night, Bev.
Good night. See y'all later.
Oh man,
What an absolute joy of a human being. I love Bev.
she is
She's
the
the best.
best. Isn't it like when you get to an event and you know Austin's going to be there? When you see Bev there, it's like, oh yeah, this is going to be an amazing event.
Yeah, and I like seeing Steven there too, because that way I could just adjust the straps on the spirit pack. I know how you, I know you struggle with that too, Ted.
I won't once I get my Spengler pack. Um, Legacy Nerds in the chat, and I need to talk about him real quick. For everybody watching the stream, we had some friends of ours who run other channels um, show up big time for this Ghostbusters Toy Drive campaign. Shout out to Jose and his wife Maria, who are celebrating their anniversary. And I talked about him last week because Jose, who runs the Star Wars stream General Kenobi's Bunker on YouTube. He deserves your subscription. Jose brought a box of maybe I don't know, a dozen toys, and they were Halo themed and Star Wars themed, and we did a whole video with him because it was amazing. And Legacy of Nerd, who's in the chat, I'm gonna pick on him a little bit because I showed up at our comic shop where our box is stored, and it was full. And I was like, "Oh my god, I can't believe it's full again. I need to take some stuff out so I can make more room for more donations." And what did I see on the top of the box? But Power Rangers merch, and I'm pretty sure this is all from Legacy of Nerd. So if you in the chat, if anybody in the chat wants to send your thanks and appreciation, go give the Legacy of Nerd a subscription. Go like his page, and give him a shout out in the chat. Shout out to the Legacy of Nerd, who dropped off a bunch of toys, and so yeah, it's amazing.
And just
Aw-
being an all around awesome dude. And so if you're in the chat right now, and he covers all things nerdy for sure, but any big Power Rangers fans out there, check out Legacy of Nerd. He is foremost expert on the topic. And so definitely go and check him out if you, like that kind of stuff.
Please do, please do. And Daniel's his name. So thank you again, Daniel. I got your donations, and we appreciate you, man. We appreciate you so damn much, and you've been a really good friend, and we've collaborated on a lot of videos. So thanks again, Bev, in the chat. Thanks, y'all. Happy holidays to all. So glad we did this event, and we'll make it even bigger next year. I am absolutely sure you absolutely will. Awesome. We are going to keep this rolling. Joining us now from the Yellow Rose Ghostbusters is Eddie. What's going on, Eddie?
Hey, how's it going, guys? How are you?
Fantastic. How are you, brother?
I'm doing good. It's been a good day.
Absolutely. Eddie, talk to us about the Yellow Rose team. Talk to us about this entire Ghostbusters Toy Drive campaign. Like, what did it mean to you guys? How thrilled were you with the end result? And tell us a little bit about the organization you're supporting.
Man, it's been really good, honestly. The feedback we've gotten from everybody and just the general turnout and results of it have been beyond my expectations. So it's been very good to see. We partnered with a local comic store, Bedrock City Comics. They've been great to us. And we raised quite a lot of toys. So it's going to be great to get that donated to Toys for Tots here soon.
Absolutely. Well, you guys also I put in my notes that you guys were also at a Five Below. Is that true?
We were going to try to get Five Below. I don't believe we did. I think
Okay.
most of our boxes were at Bedrock City Comics. So
Which is
it's been
totally
great.
fine. I only bring it up because like so many teams either went to a Five Below or Five Below reached out to them, and I'm just like, what
Mhm.
is this store? If anybody else out there is looking for a place to partner with, it sounds like Five Below is a great place. If you don't have a comic shop in your local area, find a Five Below and reach out to them. Yeah, they're amazing.
And this stuff is super affordable. I was actually in Houston when you guys were doing one of your events, and I wanted to come back for your sort of ending party. I think that you guys had there, but it just didn't work out for me. But I'm heading your way, Eddie. I'm coming to Houston, and
Awesome.
I'm gonna do my best attempt at joining the Yellow Rose Ghostbusters. So. We're gonna see if you guys will have me, but
Oh, absolutely, man. Looking forward to having you come out. This will be great. Like
yeah.
we had a little Toys for Tots little party with a local pizza place 2
Nice.
weeks ago, and then today we just went out to the Clear Lake Bedrock City and all dressed up and had a good time. Took some photos with people, so you'll see that on the Yellow Rose Ghostbusters Facebook soon.
Fantastic.
Ryan's
Um,
giving some bad advice here. He says, he says, grill him, Eddie.
No, it's all good. It's all good.
Yeah, I'm excited to get down there and to meet you guys too. What was the comic books, the comic shops reception to having you guys there? Were they stoked? Was it kind of bringing them in some business?
Yeah, definitely. We posted up in front of their storefronts twice with our Ecto 2A and took photos with lots of people. They were coming in and out of the store. And it was just a perfect opportunity, because it being a comic store and they also have toys, superhero stuff, it was very busy. So, and of course, there's lots of kids too. They wanted to take pictures. We had a little inflatable Slimer that was a good hit with the kids. So it was just generally um, drove up conversation and was a good way to promote the Toys for Tots charity.
Have you guys done a toy drive like this before?
Personally, this was my first.
Okay.
Alex, I'm not sure if he's done one before, but we definitely got it. I'd say it went well. We just talked locally to the people at the stores. We talked to Five Below, HEB, and just sent out emails. See what if they'd have us, and for most part, we had a good reception. There's we need more members, Matt. So it'll be good to have you out there, just to have people like go out to locations and set
Yeah.
boxes up. That was our biggest problem this year, but
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I'm an active member, that's for sure. But did Alex ever get in, or maybe I'm gonna have to come over there and run IT for you guys to do some tech support.
I know, for real.
But I did have problems with the login page as well. I think that's what he was struggling with. It actually probably took me about 10-12 minutes to get in, because we're using a different link than we normally do. So no harm, no foul there.
Okay.
Absolutely. Eddie, tell us what this. He's actually in the chat
he
right
is
now.
here.
What's going on, Alex? What's going on, man? The legendary Alex Spence. Eddie, tell us about how does this inspire you guys to kind of move forward and do more events like this next year?
Man, just seeing the turnout we got this year, and when I say it blew my expectations. It really did. Just the reception we got from both the stores and just the people out on the streets. So I think people love Ghostbusters, whether they know it or not. That's kind of the thing. When they see you out there having a good time, the music's playing, the car's all flashy. I think it's a uh, perfect platform to help drive some of these charities. So maybe we'll do some more. Or I hope we will do some more. I gotta see what you guys have planned. What's out there, what's available to do, who we can work with. But looking forward to a lot this year.
Oh, there he is.
There he is.
The myth, the legend.
Obscene.
I'll say, I see y'all are the collectors, and he's the collector in this group. So
It's bad. This is just a fraction of what you can see.
Alex, I don't mean to rush you. We have
no problem.
we have a few folks that we're going to get to, but I still want to hear from you. And what does it mean to you to be a part of this campaign, and to have the Yellow Rose team have the result that you guys did?
Every year, you always see these toy drives, and you always see people doing things and making a difference, and being able to. Oh, I completely blurred out now. See, I'm having all the problems. But being able to take part in something a lot bigger than just like, oh, okay, yeah, we helped our local area, right? But it's not just us. There's tons of other franchises that are all working collectively to do the same thing, and it's and just for this instance, right? Like, we're just trying to have some kids have a good Christmas this year, so that's a big deal, right? It's good. It feels good. And it's, we may be small and we may not have gotten as many collections as some other people have, but we're not trying to make comparisons. Like, we got what we wanted, and it made us feel good. And so it's a lot.
And it makes a difference.
Yeah,
It,
for sure.
like you mentioned, it's not a competition. Everybody contributed, and collectively, it's like a massive number, and we can only improve as a coalition going forward. So It's tremendous, man. Alex, what do you
100%.
want to do next year if we do the same toy drive? Are you going to challenge your team to go even further?
Oh no, that is a guarantee. It's going to be bigger. It's going to be better.
Oh
We
yeah.
have the technology.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna be firing
Yeah.
emails off left and right to these people. We're gonna
I
have
love it.
lots of locations next year.
I love it. It's fantastic, and we love hearing that, man. Yellow Rose, thank you guys so much, and I know you guys are talking about getting more members. Matty here, he's like 3 or 4 members in one, so it's a pretty good pickup to have. He's got enough energy for a whole team basically. So, Alex, Eddie, appreciate you guys. Thanks for joining again. Thanks for joining the stream. Thanks for being a part of this campaign. And we can't wait to keep moving forward, man. Doing this, a few more times next year. We appreciate you guys so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Thanks for
See
having
you
us.
soon, boys. See you soon.
Bye bye.
See you soon.
The Yellow Rose team. Maddie's gonna
Nice.
get real acquainted with them real quick.
Yeah.
We got to keep this moving. From the Fort Collins Ghostbusters, Alex and Mayette. Hello,
Hi
guys. How are
guys.
y'all?
Good. How are you guys?
We're doing wonderful. We're getting to meet so many people, some for the first time, and getting to hear these stories is just so moving and so inspirational. And you guys are no different. What I appreciate about your team is that you reached out to another group, and so you guys partnered with the High Plains, and y'all
Yes.
just crushed it. Tell us about, how that collaboration came together, and just how the experience was for both teams.
Yeah, so it was hard. We had hiccups when we first started because like when I saw your post, and I reach out. So I was like, yeah, I'd like our team to like join. But then I get sick and a few other people got sick. So I was like, oh shoot. And it's almost like I think it was like a few days before the kickoff. I was like, we haven't even done anything. And then when I messaged us, like, I think we need to back out because we haven't even planned anything. We're not organized. We're all sick. And you were like, just do what you can. I'm like, okay. And then Saturday after Thanksgiving, we went to Greeley for their holiday parade. And I talked to Chess. I'm like, hey, do you want to join in on a nationwide toy drive? Like we can collaborate so that 2 teams working together, we can make things happen. And Chess is like, yeah, I'm all for it. And so we did. And it's just like a short period of time. We reached out to people and it was just from there, it was like a great experience. And I'm glad that you, Ted, encouraged me to keep going.
I didn't want to see anybody drop out, and I said, we're not asking you guys to do anything. We're not giving you guys criteria. We're not giving you guys a target. We're not giving y'all a goal. We're just asking people to do what they can. And
Yeah.
we have teams like you. I know I talk about the Lansing, Michigan team all the time because they were like, there's not a lot we can do. And I said, that's fine. That's fine. Like, keep asking, keep looking, keep reaching out to local stores, and something will come out of it, and you guys will be able to do something. So just like Lansing, you guys found another team, and it was tremendous. You guys pulled, you had some great causes you were supporting, and I know you guys are really happy with how everything turned out.
Yeah, I know. We were at first we were like, oh my gosh, like are we even gonna get at least one toy? It's like, and it's just amazing. It's like people just like kept donating. I was like, this is great. And it's like,
Yeah.
like somebody said before, like they said, if you don't ask or if you don't tell people, then you're not gonna get anything. And
For
so,
sure.
yeah,
And that's the thing. Even one toy is a success. I think if you were to ask anybody in America, almost, I mean, there's a lot of jerks out there. Don't get me wrong, but a very
yeah,
high percentage of people would say, "Hey, if you could give one toy to a kid to brighten their day on Christmas, would you do it?" They would do it, and it would mean something, right? Each one of those kids.
yeah,
All of that matters a lot, and that's one reason why we didn't want to make this a competition or anything like that. because there's a lot of folks in rural communities or in other sorts of towns where it's not as easy as for someone who may live in San Antonio or LA or wherever to find those opportunities. So we're just glad that you guys stuck it out, and now you have the confidence at least to know, hey, we
Yes,
can do this.
yeah, and we're definitely doing it again next year. This is we're actually having fun.
It absolutely. And talk to us about. I know you guys pulled in a few hundred toys. Talk to us about what it means to you guys to be able to accomplish that. And these toys are going to these causes, Kenzie's causes, right? Tell us
Yes.
a little bit about that organization.
Yes. So first of all, we'd like to thank Kenzie's Causes for partnering with us to help them with the toy drive. And Kenzie's Causes is a nonprofit that helps out underprivileged kids and their families throughout Colorado. Um, and also, I also want to thank, of course, Chess with High Plains Ghostbusters for collaborating with us, because it's just like I said, teamwork, collaborating with other teams. It's showing other teams that, hey, it's possible to work with other Ghostbusters groups no matter where you are. And this is what's happening with this whole nationwide Ghostbusters toy drive. Because even we had a Ghostbusters Christmas party a couple of weeks ago, and Cheyenne Ghostbusters were like, yeah, how did you guys get to participating in the toy drive? We'd love to do that too. I said, yeah, we're definitely, it's going to be happening again next year. Definitely will, we can collaborate with that. And so we already spread out the word that's happening. So it's kind of nice. There's another team that's interested. So
Absolutely.
so we're probably going to be doubling like what we made this year. Another thank you is to the locations that allowed us to be there for our toy drives. HD Escape Rooms in Greeley and Barnes and Noble in Fort Collins. They were amazing. They're very accommodating. Santa Bob, who helped us the first Feel the Ecto Toy Drive event. He was there. It was a little slow to begin with, but it was just great that he stuck it out with us that day. And then, of course, the members of our teams for the support. Not everybody could go because people were sick and life happens. And so,
Yes.
but they helped out in sharing the events and letting people know that's what we're doing. And of course, to all our friends and families that also supported the cause. So it's really great. And so overall total, we had 3 Fill the Ecto events. We got a total of 207 toys for the whole 3 weeks that we did. And we delivered, from last weekend, we delivered the last haul today to Kenzie's Causes. So it's really great. It's to me, it's near and dear to my heart, especially for underprivileged like families. It's near and dear to me because I was 7 years old when my dad passed away, and it was November of 1991. He passed away in November, and so my mom was really struggling to give us like a great Christmas. So it was. I woke up Christmas morning and there was only like one little tiny like candy toy on the tree. And back in the day, like 40 years ago, there's nothing like Kenzie's Causes and these other organizations to help out families. And so we didn't have that. I grew up in the Philippines and we didn't have that support. And now with all these organizations and having the Ghostbusters team doing it with me, is like I have these resources to help out those families in need. So it's been great. It was like when we got all these toys and knowing there are people with good hearts out there that help out, it feels really good. And so it's just we make the kids happy. It makes us feel happy that we are helping these people too. So
Can you imagine? And it was a challenge, it like you mentioned, you stuck with it. You were a little discouraged we've heard that story already from a few groups that like
Mhm.
it didn't start out well. They didn't think, it was going to be a success, and it turns out,
Yeah.
you're now delivering hundreds of toys to
Right.
these kids, and it's tremendous.
Yes.
You're
Yes.
bringing Christmas to them, and
Yes.
we love you guys for that, and we appreciate you guys for that. And
Yeah.
it's another fantastic story about another chapter that's been a part of this toy drive campaign.
Yeah, and thanks for having us. It's great that you all started this, and now there's more teams that are joining, and I'm sure pretty next year we'll have a lot more
A
that
lot
are
more.
joining. Yeah,
You're gonna
so
you're gonna bring like 4 or 5 or 6 more teams, and it's gonna be
probably
amazing.
yeah. It's like we already High Plains and Fort Collins are already planning for a fall event next year. So, but yeah, it's
We
gonna be
want to
great.
hear about it. We want to hear about it. So you tell us
Definitely,
about
we'll
it,
let you know because
and
it's
we're
our
gonna
10th
support you
year
guys.
anniversary for Fort Collins Ghostbusters. So we're gonna
Oh
make it
wow!
big.
Heck yeah!
That's fantastic. You got to go all
And
out.
speaking of Christmas, and I know this is about giving, but I want to talk about something I want, and I can send you an address. That patch collection back there looks pretty nice.
Oh,
If you wanted to just send it off to somebody as a gift for Christmas, I'm more than willing to take it for sure.
that's just not that's not even like the whole collection. There's like probably an extra like 12 more frames that I
Yeah.
haven't put up,
Oh my
and
God.
like probably maybe at least 50, 60 more patches that I haven't even framed.
Wow, that's insane.
I know, and a couple extra patches keep coming too. Like when there's available patches that are out there,
Yeah.
yeah. So I keep collecting them. So we'll see.
Awesome. That's cool,
That
man.
is
Well,
awesome.
we super appreciate you guys. Glad that you fought through it, and that you ended up making a difference in all those families' lives.
Yeah, thank you
Absolutely.
so much. Yeah.
One final question, Alex. Why don't you to let us know what you guys plan on doing next year for the toy drive?
I think we're gonna partner up with Kenzie Causes again.
Yeah.
Just we'll have more franchises helping out. Should be pretty good.
You
Yeah,
guys
and
gonna
we're-
set a goal for yourselves?
Yeah, hopefully we'll double up what
At
we
least
have.
double,
Yeah,
yeah.
at least
We'll
double.
just try to double it
and
up.
especially now that we know what to plan and we can plan ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I put
Absolutely.
the last 4 toys in there. I went to Walmart this morning, bought two
Yeah.
Supermans, 2 Batmans.
Good choice.
Yeah.
I love it.
Good choice. I love that too because I got my little Batman picture right here.
Yeah.
Mayette, Alex, thank you so much for joining our stream tonight. Thank you to the entire Fort Collins team. Thank you to the High Plains team, you guys as well. Thank you guys for combining forces. Thank you guys for not giving up. And
Yes.
on
And
behalf
thanks for
of
encouraging
Kenzie's
us.
I did very little. It was all you guys for sticking with it and putting out the effort and putting out the good energy. And I'm so happy for you guys that it paid off. So thank you again. Thanks again for joining us.
Yes.
We appreciate you guys. We'll talk to you very soon, and I'm sure there's going to be more of these causes and campaigns that we're going to be partnering up with.
Definitely. Well, you guys have a Merry Christmas.
Absolutely, you guys
Absolutely.
too. Merry
Merry
Christmas.
Christmas.
Happy
Yeah.
holidays. We appreciate y'all. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye.
Fantastic story,
Look
man.
at it there. Look at it there.
Man, we can't slow down. All the way to the West Coast. Joining us from the Portland team, Joanna and Eden. What's going on, ladies?
Hi.
Close
They
to my
go-
heart. I just moved from Portland, so
He just came from Portland. That's what that
Come
meant.
back.
Oh my gosh.
But no, it's awesome to see you guys, and I know I was definitely trying to share some events with some folks in town when you guys were having events going on, because obviously I saw some near and dear friends out there in Portland. How was it?
It was great. It started really slow and we were very nervous at first, and then it really picked up and it was great. We got some cash donations from a team member of ours. She's a rookie.
and she is on a roller derby team, and they held their own little holiday drive and collected through their inner circles there, and then donated cash and toys to us. So they were helping us in the background, and it was really amazing.
That's fantastic. You guys, you ended up with combine the toys and the money, like over $1,000. Am I right?
We had, I think, like close to $400 in cash. And then with that, our team took that and got like 41 toys, sports equipment, things like that from Target. And then we got bunch of toy donations, books. Someone donated a Razor scooter, which was
Ooh.
amazing, from our other members team, and we got little figurines. So I think we got a total of close to 450 toys, figurines, books, sports equipment, all combined.
That's
That's
tremendous.
awesome.
Talk
And
to us about
Portland-
the
oh,
organization that you guys are supporting.
So we supported 3 organizations, and we had enough toys for each 3 of them. And that was pretty incredible. So Toy and Joy Makers is brought on by Fire and Rescue for underprivileged children. And Color Outside the Lines works with foster care and at-risk youth. So Toy and Joy Makers really wanted toys that were catered to 11 to 13-year-olds because they don't get many toys. A lot of people want for the younger kids and things like that. So
Right.
we were, when we were separating the toys, we try to put the older kids there. And Color Outside the Lines loves doing art and things like that. If you donate $25 to Color Outside the Lines, that actually provides a child with a complete art kit, which is really cool. They're really into STEM and art, and I love that about them. And then the third one is Northwest Family Services, who does domestic violence. They do at-risk youth, underprivileged. They do it all. So DHS, they are a big umbrella for everything. So we were really fortunate that we partnered with all 3 of them, and we were able to give each of them not only the big tall boxes full of toys that were overflowing, but also bags and things like that, and totes full of toys as well.
That's awesome. And Portland is such a beautiful and giving city. I didn't move by choice, but I would definitely still be out there. And I could just imagine how excited they were to see you guys out there. Being the city that does like weird, geeky, nerdy things, they probably love it when the Ghostbusters are out. And so that's awesome. We definitely appreciate it. Did you get that Ecto out at all? The one, because you guys had the Ecto from another guy. He's Sandy, right? He was a Sandy.
Yeah, he's a rookie on our team. So we partnered together. It needs a little work. The wind has not been nice to the Ecto out here, and so
Oh no.
It's scratched a lot and
it scratched
got
the
the damage.
frame and- yeah, so I just talked to Paul yesterday, and he needs to go find a paint shop that will fix it up for him. Insurance is taking care of the scratch that was blown off from the cover for it. So we may do some crowdfunding to help him out, because if we can help him fix it up, then we can have it more events.
I like that
for
idea.
sure. And then you guys are preparing for the snow right now, right? Is it dumping on you guys yet?
Not
Probably
yet.
tonight. Yeah, it's supposed to be like in the low teens tonight.
Okay. Well, hopefully none of the everything is okay with the Ecto through this winter storm.
Well, that was one of the problems. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead, Eden.
Well, what Paul said is with his Ecto, because it's still under construction, but he didn't have weathering proper around the seal. So when the cover blew off, all the snow had melted and got all over in the carpets in the interior. So
no.
So we definitely he needs some help. We need to help fix that.
Eden, also tell us about what this means to your team, having enough donations to support not 1, not 2, but like 3 organizations that you guys are like really passionate about.
It means a lot, especially with all the hard times and what's going on, and just people being much more lower on money. It means a lot to us. When we first had our first event, that we were at a movie theater in Astoria, and it was a really fun event, but nobody really knew that there was a toy drive. So people were like, "Why are you guys here?" And then quickly we had people just donate cash, and so we immediately turned that around and bought toys for kids. It was really cool. And just slowly, as things came on, just more and more and more people just started giving. We were at a comic book shop, which worked really well because we got a lot of geeks. So people would donate comics, and then they had Funko Pops. We had people donate Funko Pops, so that was nice. But yeah, it means a lot to us, especially that we can donate enough to 3 charities, which is definitely really cool. Something really special. Definitely want to do more next year for sure. But yeah, we're just more than happy to give back to our community and to the kids and give them a Merry Christmas this year.
Absolutely, that's awesome, and you guys are just such a cool franchise. And a quick shout out, one of my prize patches that I've received so far, one of the coolest in the game. Portland is the Rose City. Look at this patch.
He
One of
talks
the
about
best patches.
your logo every episode. He talks about you guys.
Well, I lived in Portland for 10 years. It's like I really, really love this one. It's for me right now. It's between you guys and New Mexico for the coolest patches that I've received so far. But I do appreciate that as well. You guys sending that over, so made my Christmas.
Anytime you move back here, you have a place in our team.
Oh, that's awesome. I really appreciate it.
Yellow Rose is gonna start fighting you guys now for Matt.
I want to be in every group.
There you go. Just
Yeah.
gonna pass you around. Everybody gets
Each
Matt to
team
join
should
the
just make
team.
you like an honorary member.
Okay, yeah, I
Hey,
agree with that. Let's get it going. Yeah, let's
there
get
we
it going.
go. There we go. Joanna, Eden, any other things you want to mention and talk about this campaign, or just what it meant to your team and how you guys came together?
I mean, I can't speak for Eden, but I'm just excited to start planning next year. People have already been throwing out ideas for next year, how to make it bigger and better, have more boxes at different locations. So we have already been brainstorming a little bit. We're excited.
Definitely
And
definitely getting ready for next year. That's the thing.
That's,
right now,
that's
just trying to get through Christmas. But
that's been the theme so far. And
yeah.
I know that Ryan, who's on the call with the New York City Ghostbusters, I know he's going to also be very excited to hear all of these groups, including you guys, who said they're already thinking of ways to make it bigger next year. That's been a very common theme, and we just love that you guys loved it so much. And let's keep it going. Let's double it up next year.
Yeah,
it was short notice that we were told. I think we were told, like, was it just before Thanksgiving or just after? And it was just suddenly like we just went in the full gear, and our team, which I thank our team so much. We couldn't do a lot without them, especially like a lot of the different people. Have to give a shout out to Heather and Lisa and everyone else who helped us out, which is our whole team anyway. But we did a lot. It was great with such a short amount of time. We just
it's all Matt's fault that we got such a late start on it. He's the one that invited us to do it when we were on.
Yeah, it's definitely my fault. And then she was asking me about places to possibly go to, and I gave her a place I used to work at, an old foster home, and they were out of business. So it took her even longer to have to go and find some new stuff. So sorry about that. But yeah, no, like Ryan said in the chat here, and I think everybody agrees, the notice for next year is now.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Joanna, Eden, appreciate you guys so much. Congratulations on supporting 3 organizations. I'm not sure if any other team tried to support 3, but you guys went for it, and you guys, surpassed your expectations, I'm sure, and it's just tremendous. So congratulations again. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. And yeah, we can't wait to start, preparing and prepping for next year. Thank you guys.
Awesome. Thanks for having us.
you.
Have a great night. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. I keep
love
forgetting that
Portland.
Christmas is like a few days away because we've been doing this and wearing Santa hats and
Yeah.
and delivering toys for like weeks now. Um, I'm gonna actually have these next two gentlemen join simultaneously. I'm sure you have no problem with that. I don't think they will either. Joining us from the Ghostbusters Virginia team, y'all make some noise for Jamie. And joining us from the OKC Ghostbusters, Mr. Justin Wright.
Hey, what's going on?
Woo!
What's going on?
Two of my favorite dudes.
Hey.
What's going on? Are we all drinking? Yes.
Yeah, well, it's a little bit more non-alcoholic right now.
Gentlemen,
great.
thank you guys. Yeah, thank you guys for joining us. And
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Ryan's in the chat saying he needs to go to Portland. Yes, absolutely. It's a beautiful place.
Yeah, I've been there
Matt's
once.
gonna agree with that.
Yeah.
Jamie, let's start with you, man. I know that the Virginia team was actually one of the final teams that we had join this campaign. But tell us about y'all's experience and a little bit about the organization you guys are supporting.
Yeah, thanks for having us come in so late. That definitely helped things go a lot smoother, I'd say. Made our job so much easier coming in so late in the game. No, and I mean that sincerely. Honestly, we had a lot of luck, surprisingly, coming in as late as we did. Luckily, we do already have some toy drives that we do in the Northern Virginia area by one of my main mans, Tony Tran, the Transformer, because he's more than meets the eye.
Ooh.
He and some of the boys up north worked with a awesome toy collectible store up there called Tashi Station, which is great. If you're in the area, you should absolutely check it out. Great selection.
It's a great
And
name.
they do stuff. No, it's fantastic. And they do stuff all the time and have a bunch of characters out from the local cosplay group. And Ghostbusters Virginia often gets a chance to work very closely with them, which is awesome. They're super accommodating. And this year, and I believe most years, they were raising toys for the Bethany House, which, if you're not familiar with it, is families who are escaping dangerous situations and staying at the Bethany House shelter and may not necessarily have a traditional Christmas this year. So they make it their point to raise toys for them. And they're, as far as I know, as of this week, still counting. They're still going. So we don't have a final tally on that. But personally, raised by Ghostbusters Virginia and our members, we estimate about $325 to $350 just for not only the Bethany House, but we also teamed up with Toys for Tots and the Marine Museum in Northern Virginia. So they got 3 full boxes worth of toys, and that's just in that region. We have over 56 members in Virginia, and with the little bit of time that we had, we put their boots to the ground, because down south is my man, the Silver Fox, Jeremy West, down in Virginia Beach, Hampton Roads. I love that man. I want to touch his hair. Him and Dan Harshman and Charles Phillips, some of my best friends in the world. They worked with Z104 in the morning, Shaggy, to do a Stuff the Bus event down there, and helped to stuff nearly 21 school buses. And just think for a moment how many ghost traps you could jumpstart with 21 school buses. Probably enough to fill a farm, I'd say.
A dirt farm, for
a
sure.
whole dirt
Oh,
farm.
yeah.
A whole dirt farm.
It's here in Oklahoma. Yeah, we've.
So, and of course, in Virginia, we raised a substantial amount also. So while the toll is still going, for our very first year, especially transitioning, because we normally do a lot with Feed More, and post-COVID, this is our first time, and maybe the first time for a lot of people, because I know I've heard all of the amazing teams before me say they were nervous because of a slow start.
Yeah.
And I think it is because we're coming off of, that COVID wave, and people are getting more comfortable accepting physical things again. So that being said, we rocked it with, 400 personal donations from the team, as well as 21 entire school buses. And I couldn't be more proud of what we've done, because it's not, if there's one constant between ours and everyone else, it's not just one person, it's an effort. And sometimes it's not even one franchise, it's multiple. And that's what the absolutely amazing thing about this whole experience has been.
I want to make sure everybody is completely aware and picturing what 21 school buses filled with toys looks like, and I'm
And
not
try to
trying
do
to
that
like,
math.
and yeah, I'm not trying to say like, anything other than like those numbers don't even count in our final results. So like, yes, we're showing 9,000 toys, but the effort of not only the Virginia team, but so many other teams, just they helped raise dollars and collect toys that were insurmountable. Like we couldn't even include some of those figures, but the ones that we could include tally up to 9,000 toys. But it's efforts like your team and so many others that like just made all of this more worth it and more worthwhile. So congrats, Jamie, man. You're a great dude. You have a great team. And even on short notice, you were able to like pull this off. And it's just incredible, man. Congrats.
Did you do this on purpose, Ted? This is interesting how you work this out. So, if I'm remembering correctly, we had Yellow Rose, then we had Portland on, and now you have Ghostbusters of Virginia on. I grew up in Virginia. I moved from Virginia to Portland, and now I'm going to Houston to be with Yellow Rose. Did you do that on purpose, or are you just
Yeah.
tying in?
I just watched the Ghostbusters Christmas cartoon episode where like they captured the Christmas spirits of present, future, and past. And so now this is what we're doing. We're actually doing your
Whoa!
present, future, and
Yeah.
past all in one stream at the end. Yeah, that's what
So have you
I
learned
planned.
anything?
It's a great episode, and I actually showed it to my 3-year-old daughter for the first time this morning, and she loved it.
Yeah, that's awesome. And don't forget, Jamie, you never plug yourself. Running a great channel, Report All Ghosts.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm speaking here tonight for Ghostbusters Virginia, but definitely if you get a chance, check out Report All Ghosts, discovering the past, reporting the future.
Yeah, I hear you, buddy.
Ryan says, "Where exactly were you born, Maddie?"
It was in
What part?
so I was born in Pennington Gap, Virginia, and then I grew up though in Blacksburg, Virginia, home of the Hokies. Let's go Hokies! And then I moved from there to Great Falls, Montana, and then from Great Falls, Montana to Portland, Oregon. From Portland, Oregon to San Antonio, and now I'm moving to Houston here soon. So that's the full timeline, the rundown, and hopefully the IRS is not listening.
You have another team come to OKC in 2024,
Yeah.
Maddie. It's going to
Just-
be the
oh,
Maddie
okay.
Tour, the Maddie
Yeah.
Tour of franchises. That it's going to be a YouTube channel. It's like the Tour of Maddie, touring
Yeah, all
all
right.
the chapters. You have like
I'm
200 stops to make in a year. Can you do it?
Yeah.
We shall
Is it
see.
a ghost bus tour?
Oh, a ghost. Oh,
Oh, yeah.
You better trademark that before Jamie does, because I know he's smart enough to do that. Oh man, Justin with OKC, we've had you on this show already, man. But I
Yeah.
want you to reiterate and let us know, like you were definitely one of the first groups also that kind of joined this campaign with us. But
Yeah.
like, tell us again, man. Your team, how successful it was for you guys, and next year, like, what are you aiming for? What's the goal? What are you, what's your passion to kind of hit or accomplish next year?
I mean, like I said, this year we did extremely well. Last year we had done our toy drive. We'd hit like about close to maybe 600 toys donated, and then this year we hit about 855. So we got almost to 900. So we did way more than we thought we were going to do this year. Also, we kind of got a head start a little bit. We started earlier and hit up a lot of like small businesses, and we got a lot more support than last year, which I think it was probably also due to COVID as well. People not willing to get out, but this year, we had a lot more people getting out, and really the citizens of Oklahoma City really donating, and also our members really putting themselves out there to reach out to like other businesses. Like we had some help from HTO. They really liked what we were doing and wanted to do that. So one day on our toy drive, they gave us about 10% of their sales from that toy drive period there. And then, but also just everybody working extremely hard to, ask for the donations and get them. Oh, I got terror dogs in the background there. So
That's
yeah, I know.
Vince. I know that bark
Vince,
anywhere. That's
Vince.
Vince.
Oh yeah. So, but yeah, but for next year, I think we're accomplishing. Hopefully, we can get either over 1,000 or at least maybe try to double it again, like get another head start with it. And also, I think we're going to partner up with some more business. Also, Max Merch, who was one of our stops there, he got a loan about 200 and I think almost about 200. I think about 255 items there just at his store alone. So that was really good. And so we're hoping to hit a little bit more businesses and get more stops and hopefully either double it and do more than we can. Hopefully we can fill more than just our Ecto. We can fill all our support vehicles as well and give, because we've partnered up with Citizens Caring for Children and their organization that helps kids in foster homes. They provide them with clothes, toys, everything they need because a lot of those kids don't have anything with them to take when they get moved to families. And so this place allows foster families to either buy birthday presents, Christmas gifts, or just school supplies for the kids as well. So they've been doing a lot of good here in Oklahoma City because they partner up with the DHS here in Oklahoma as well.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
You've heard other groups talking about going bigger for next year, reaching out to more businesses. Like that's something that you had already talked about
Yeah.
a few weeks back. How many businesses did you reach out to? How many businesses reached back? And is that one of the things that definitely made this successful for you was doing that networking, reaching out to several different local businesses and partnering with them?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it was a total about I say probably about three businesses. One was a small business, two were kind of big businesses. We had help from Max Toy Factory and also or Max Merch, sorry. We had Hobby Lobby help from Hobby Lobby. We had a couple of our members that worked for Hobby Lobby, and they reached out to some of theirs to see because they also do a toy drive, but they saw what we were doing and wanted to give back to us as well. So I think they raised about over 100 items for us as well. But I know HTO is wanting to do more with us next year. And so they're trying to work on some stuff on their end to help us out a lot. Some stuff I can't really discuss right now, but because hasn't come to fruition yet. So, but it's definitely, if what they're telling us would be big for us as well in the toy drive.
That's tremendous.
But yeah, it's just that networking. Most of those ones we've hit up, and some of them have just come to us. Like we really weren't. They just happened to see it. Like somebody from their company happened to be at an event or something. They're like, "Oh, we like what you're doing. We've seen, we saw your site. You do that toy drive. How can we help?" And then so a lot of that we've kind of been lucky enough, but also just asking, to, like I said, like I keep saying, the worst they can say is no.
Absolutely. And that little bit of luck helps.
Oh,
Station
yeah.
580 said the same thing. Somebody walked up to them and said, I can get you guys in the newspaper. I know somebody, and there goes the newspaper. And then they got into the radio station after that, and then all of a sudden, just
Yeah.
the donations came out of nowhere, out of the woodwork, and just they had a complete 180 with their toy drive. So sometimes a little bit of luck helps to get
Oh,
that
yeah.
exposure, and the right person comes along, and it's tremendous. It's fantastic, man.
Oh yeah.
Don't we all look great in our Santa hats?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just a key of getting going early. And, for the groups listening and hearing that number 900, well, that's literally 10% of the toys that we've estimated that we've got. That's a huge portion coming from OKC, but that's coming from a very well-established group. One that is organized and they've been doing these events over and over and over again and staying active. That's what's going to drive those numbers for any of the new groups that are starting. So it's a great lesson to learn from. OKC is one of the most organized groups that I've seen or talked to. And obviously you're all great guys, especially you. I love you, Justin, by the way.
Thank you. I love you too, man.
And Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
How's the streams going?
They're going well. They're going pretty well. I've been actually kind of like that, hitting on a deal within the months like started back, have gotten quite a bit of followers and subscribers as well. So it's just kind of one of those deals you gotta keep at it. No matter if there's nobody watching, you still gotta keep at it. So
Yeah, tell me about it.
yeah.
Play games like nobody's watching.
Right, that's right.
That's the phrase there. I'm gonna
Yeah.
pick on Jamie a little bit. Report All Ghosts was part of a Ghostbusters Afterlife commentary
It
stream
was.
and an AMA. Please tell folks what was that like and how they can watch it, man.
Well, it was up for a very short time, and then I decided it was in bad taste to have it up because, I mean, to be completely fair, it was Ghostbusters Afterlife, like in its entirety, give or take like a minute or two here and there. But I mean, a dumb part of me thought it might slip by because, I mean, there's people talking over the entire thing, and that is the really cool part. Is I did get a chance to basically sit in a Zoom meeting. Had to stay very, very quiet, like you're at the kids' table. But I sat down on one morning and watched the entirety of Ghostbusters Afterlife with Jason Reitman and Gil Keenan, who of course are going on to work on Afterlife literally as we speak. This is something that I've been waiting to do for about 6 months now, maybe more. And the only reason it hasn't happened is, and Jason's even sent like video messages, apologizing. He's like, listen guys, we're hammering out the script for Ghostbusters 4, which in of itself is its own cool thing to think about. They couldn't talk about any of that, but one really cool thing I'd like to say is that Gil Keenan specifically used the term roadmap, which gives me sort of a MCU, DCEU vibe to it, in the sense that like they are definitely already thinking, and we already know we're getting an animated movie, we're getting a Netflix series, but they're thinking about the larger Ghostbusters universe and all of those unanswered questions and the stories that we do want to know about and want to tell. So I think Afterlife was the beginning, and this thing's about to bust wide open. But that stuff aside, I mean, obviously they were there to talk about Ghostbusters Afterlife, so you got so many neat little tidbits where he's talking about like the music. I don't know if he realized it or not, but he accidentally said Elmer Core at some point in time, and I don't care who you are, that's just like a new genre of music for me. There's techno, there you got like your Daft Punk, and then there's Elmer Core, which is just this weird like wee kind of like synthy thing.
I love it.
But then one of my favorite things, we could sit here and talk about it all day. Real quick, I am going to end up chopping that up and using it as micro content. So if you want to see some of these cool tidbits, it would be worth it to go ahead and follow me on TikTok now, because that's going to be a huge thing going into next year, is micro content. But the big thing he touched on that I loved is Janine's subplot that basically is completely removed from the entirety of Afterlife. But she had this whole thing that has nothing to do, like everyone assumed that she was the one to get the team together. It has nothing to do with that. She had her own like personal story directly connected to Egon that she's doing in the background that's supposed to lead all the way up to the end, like have this fruition, and then it ended up completely on the cutting room floor. Hashtag release the Reitman cut.
Yes.
We want to see it.
Yes.
We want to see it.
Yes.
So yeah, definitely keep your eyes on Report All Ghosts. New Year's is coming up, and I don't know, maybe I'll bust out a little bit of content for that. So if you're into that sort of thing, you like that behind the scenes sort of details, definitely keep your eyes on Report All Ghosts.
For sure. And
Absolutely.
Justin, where can they
Yes.
find you? Where can they stream you?
Yeah, if on my stream I do it, it's on Twitch. It's OKC Ghostbuster. I stream a variety of games. I do we do from either Ghostbuster Spirits Unleashed. We did really heavy on that. I've done Fortnite, Rocket League. We've done like the obscure games, Vampire Survivors, just all that. Mostly, I just like I did a challenge of the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game, Shredder's Revenge. I tried to do a challenge where I could not take damage, and I couldn't even get past the first level. So, like, there was a good part where you just watched me I was just losing my mind and stuff. And so, and it was even people were like, even like wanting to take bets. They're like, I will give you $20 if you can get past this level, like without so. And I apparently did not like money. So I did, but yeah, you could catch me there. Pop in the chat, say hello, stay a bit, watch. But it's just kind of just random games sometimes, and just every now and then, if I can, I will also stream at events. I will so you can see what we're doing also as what our group has done at events. I'll do some streams as well, but mostly it's just kind of goofing around, gaming, and just kind of a nice chill, have a good time vibe. And so I need to get you two, I know probably once the holiday season, we're all been busy, get you two as some guest spots on there. So
Yeah, I've been on.
Absolutely.
It's great.
yeah, Maddie was on there. Yeah, he was on the famous he looks like Bobby Hill episode. So
Yeah, that's actually that was a great episode.
when everybody was revealing what they looked like on the game for Spirits Unleashed, and one of our members, he looked like Bobby Hill, and I just couldn't take him serious. It's like, the boy ain't right.
I can't
Oh,
remember
man.
if I've asked you, Justin. What is your level? Are you already?
I have not prestiged yet.
Okay.
Prestiged yet. I've been been trying to work on that to get it, but I know sometimes it can be a little bit of a grind fest sometimes. So
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Contracts tough.
Yeah, contract. Yeah, those contracts. Like what I was saying earlier, when you're trying to get the riffs
They're
by
not
yourself,
easy.
and then
Yeah.
and somebody comes along and just starts wailing away on it too, and you're like, go away.
Jamie, any Spirits Unleashed playing right now?
Now, as in like ever, or like right now?
Ever.
'Cause
Ever.
right now, like I mean, I don't know how invested you are, but I thought we were having a conversation. No, I
It's
love
all like,
Spirits
what?
Unleashed. No, I haven't had a chance to play since the update. I know, a lot of people have said it's a little bit buggy, but one thing that I absolutely love about this development team is just like how hands-on they've been. So, I mean, they're
Yeah.
off doing Christmas stuff now. If it's broken, they'll fix it when they get back.
Yeah.
But I'm loving it. I'm having trouble grinding, and the most like relatable thing I've ever heard is the riff damage one. Because I mean, you can try maybe online with some friends, and I don't know why the past couple times I've actually had trouble with the global chat. But if you shout out and you're just like, hey, no one touched the riff, fine. But if you're trying to do it with AI, it's absolutely impossible. Or same
Impossible.
thing, if you're trying to like pick yourself up some odd times from being slimed, like you just can't keep them away. But yeah, I'm trying to get back in because I'm super interested specifically in the prestiging system. And I forget who it was. I feel like a big jerk now. The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. No, who's the official
Isn't
Spirits.
like extreme. It's like
It's right there. I can like see the logo and everything.
yeah. I think it's like extreme. What the league?
The
Spirits Unleashed.
esports.
Oh, the league for esport. It was like Major League Gaming. Is that what you're talking about, or?
Well, yeah, but like there's one just for Spirits Unleashed.
I think, what is that?
I feel like the
it's like
biggest jerk in the
Ghost.
world right now. They're sitting there
Yeah.
watching like,
What was it? I think it's like I don't know, Ghost. I think it's like the Ghostbusters League or something. I don't know, something like that, or it might be something else. But they're probably they're throwing bricks at the TV right now, like
right.
like,
People
boo
are
these
getting,
guys.
but people are getting pretty darn serious about it. They reached out to me
Yeah.
not too long ago on Report All Ghosts and was like, "Hey, you should join up. We got a lot of really great players on here." So now I got to put together a team or what have you, I guess. But yeah, I'm having a blast for sure. And as long as they keep adding to it, because we got that recent update, but that wasn't even like the DLC. We've still got like another month or two to wait for that.
I was kind of hoping because, I mean, it was cool that you can kind of do the custom name tags, but I would like some new levels to get kind of refresh the game, because it can get a little bit repetitive real quick.
Sure.
Especially, but if you're playing, I think if you're playing with like friends and stuff like that, it's not so bad because you can make it fresh and just. But if you're kind of grinding with like randoms, it can kind of get really, 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 really repetitive.
Absolutely. DLC on the way, early 2023. New maps, new ghosts, and the first of many. Like, they kind of made sure we understood this was just going to be the first one. Plenty of DLC content coming next year for Ghostbusters Spirits Unleashed. Yeah, can't wait. and the VR also next year.
Oh, yeah.
Can't wait for that either. Plenty of things for Ghostbusters fans to be happy about, especially this toy drive, which is why we're here.
Oh, yes.
Gentlemen, want to thank you guys again so much joining us on the stream and also participating in this nationwide Ghostbusters toy drive. Your teams both made a ton of difference and helps out so many families this holiday season. So thank your teams, thank everybody involved. We appreciate them 100%.
Oh, yeah.
And everybody in the chat, show some love to the OKC team and the Ghostbusters of Virginia. Make sure you follow their pages, share their content. And gentlemen, thanks again for joining us tonight. We're
Yeah.
going to talk to you boys very soon. Promise.
Thank you for having us.
Later, dudes.
Peace out, gentlemen.
Peace.
Oh,
Whew.
man.
It's been a stream, Ted.
Oh, man.
It has been a stream.
It has been pretty crazy. And again, we're going to end the stream just reiterating how appreciative we are of all of these teams. We started out just asking one group at a time, like, hey, wouldn't it be cool if we all did this toy drive thing, but like really took it seriously and put more time and effort into it? Like, what would happen if we just had as many groups as we could? And we only aimed for what, 10, 15 groups when we started this thing?
Yeah.
And it got to 20. And now we're talking about 40 groups. And now we're talking about hopefully at least doubling that many groups for next year and just really seeing how far this thing can go. It's not going to stop here. I promise you, because of everybody who we've been talking to and you've been watching on this stream, these folks are so passionate and they want to help out their communities so much. And you can see it in their faces and you can hear it in their voices. And we're going to keep this going pretty much as we can. So this has been
Sounds like
amazing.
it's only going to grow. I mean, it sounds like it's only going to grow. Big takeaways from the evening was not only the amount of toys we got, but the enthusiasm of the groups to keep it going and moving forward. Another big takeaway of the evening is, we just proved it to ourselves. We just proved it. And so what we can do from now is endless. I know everyone's geared up and excited about starting the toy drive next year for the holiday season. But I do want to drop a little bit of a teaser. We're not going to talk about it too much until after the holidays. But I think they're a school supply drive. There is something we should be thinking about. So, if you guys really enjoy doing stuff like this, definitely let us know. Send us any ideas that you might have for other drives. But I think a school supply drive wouldn't be the worst thing. What do you think, Ted?
Oh, 100%. We actually spoke with, I think, a few teachers that donated to us. So that would just mean the world to them. We got to do more for our teachers, definitely. And yeah, sky's the limit, folks. This has been tremendous. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, NYC, Ryan, this beautiful logo they put together with all of the chapters on it, on the wreath. And yeah, thank you to every single person who worked with us, who sent us updates, who sent us flyers, who shared the posts of your other chapters. We've seen it happen. You've heard it from chapters that we've spoken with, coming together, partnering up. There's nothing we can't do. There's nothing that we can't accomplish. So thank you to everybody who participated. Thank you to everybody who donated. We love each and every one of y'all. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas, everybody. And thank you again from the Ghostheads Radio and the San Antonio Ghostbusters.
Absolutely.
For the Ghostheads Radio, my name is Ted, a.k.a. Steady, and we wish you all a very Merry Christmas. Joining me is my partner in crime, Maddie B.
Hey, guys. Loved it. Appreciate every single one of you guys, and can't wait to see you soon. And don't forget, Wednesdays at 8:30 Central Standard Time. We're doing a show every single week. So if you like the content, if you like hanging out with us, come by every Wednesday and we'll be right here for you.
Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and if we don't see you guys, Happy New Year.